Welcome to GameChanger 00100 channel. Please hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell on your way in. Please wait while the host prepare the show.
Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I'm your host, GameChanger. Okay, so a couple of days ago, right, I'm looking at my feed and I see DNiekaMarie's community tab, and it said it had a picture of Pepe the Frog, and she's going in on somebody that looked like Pepe the Frog, and I didn't really think anything of it, wasn't really paying attention to it at all. Then later today, or yesterday afternoon, she did a video. I couldn't watch it. I was busy, right? And then Fantastic post his show, and I looked at the thumbnail, and it's a picture of Pepe the Frog on it, and I was like, "Oh shit." Oh, my bad. I shouldn't be cursing. But I was like, oh man, she talking about that dude. She talking about that dude. She calling that dude Pepe the Frog. And then you get that feeling where you at school and two people that you cool with is fighting. And these are both people that you're willing to fight with and for. That they didn't really know each other because they came from completely different circles, but nevertheless, they found each other. And when they found each other, it was, as Fantastic Jack said, I just seen this video. He did like an 11-minute video. I'm gonna cover that too. It's beefing season. So it's like, oh man, like, what do you do? It's like that's something I didn't expect to happen. So I want to get my take on it. Now, in this take, I'm going to have compliments and criticisms for both. It may be unbalanced, but it's not a balanced situation. But at the end of the day, I don't have any animosity towards either of them. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Especially not over this. There are things that I would like for both of them to do differently. And not just in dealing with each other, just period. I want both of them to do some things differently, but they're going to do what they're going to do, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do. And that's this video right here. So, it is what it is. Now, anybody who can timestamp Mr. Fantastic's video from about 3 days ago, where he talks about Six the Goddis and DNiekaMarie, but particularly Danika, just put that timestamp in the chat room and I'll get back to it. Because I only really found like one instance, and it was kind of light for the reaction. So I know that there must be something there, but it was a 3-hour video, and most of it was talking about Anton. So anybody who knows anything and has a timestamp for me, that'd be much appreciated, because I really was just skipping through. So I'm gonna start with Danika's video. And the reason for that is I really would like to start with Fantastic's videos, but Fantastic is heavy on the swears and hers isn't. So I'm gonna start with hers, and then, as the algorithm picks up, I'll go to Fantastic's video. So let me just bring that up. But yeah, when I first seen it, I did not get that Pepe the Frog reference, because I didn't expect her to be going at Fantastic like that. It's really, it's kind of like who hit who first. You try to figure that out, like, and whoever did it first is in the wrong. So I got a feelings, and maybe I'm gonna open up the line on this later. But I got a feeling on, what started it, how it started. There was a lot of interesting things that was said on Danika's side to allude to who started it. And then Grinch went live last night. Salute to him. Or shit, it was after 12 my time, so could say like early this morning, Grinch went live, and I seen Fantastic there. I chopped it up with him, and a lot of things that I thought he was doing, apparently he wasn't doing, according to him. So, yeah, we're definitely going to get into it. Hold on. Why does it do like that? All right. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. All right. So, Danika, I doubt Fantastic is there because he just said on his thing he was going to sleep. But, Danika, if you're there, it's all love. Fantastic. It's all cool. But, this is a situation where nobody's right or wrong, in my opinion. So, we'll get into this. And once again, I could be wrong. I do not know. What I told you I know of the situation is all that I know. Okay, let me address this right here. Hold on, let me go here. Do that. What did I just do? Here, give me a second. All right, I'm going to address something in the chat right quick. Let me just bring everything here. All right. So somebody is saying that O'Shea is saying that Danika is joining forces with Sinji, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. O'Shea Duke Jackson is clickbaiting. Because I watched that episode with DNiekaMarieDOPEDISCUSSIONS, and she explicitly says that she's not doing that. That's not something she's planning on doing ever, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. O'Shea is instigating, jacking off, and really just getting paid from this whole from all these divisions that he's deliberately causing. But no, Danika is not going over to Sinji. She explicitly, and she even put it in her community tab, she's explicitly not doing that. So yeah, just get that thought out your head. That's clickbait, and clever editing to make things seem a certain way. Along with the title and stuff. So, yeah, let's not even entertain that. Osei is just messy. You can't take him seriously. Absolutely. And I don't take him seriously. All right. Fair use, even though it's my homegirl, my little sis, my YouTube little sis, but fair use. All right, hold on.
And we sit down, no interruptions.
My husband is getting inboxed with people trying to tell him to tell me not to work with certain people. And certain people we are talking about my good sis, the Goddis. Okay. Now, we briefly touched base on this over on her channel. Y'all go check it out. I think she did a great job, a phenomenal job of just addressing all of the nonsense and putting it all to rest. So shout out to her for that. I addressed this briefly over on her platform, but I thought that it would only be right for me to address it on my own personal platform, just to make it abundantly clear that nothing that y'all say, nothing that y'all do will deter me from working with who I want to work with. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So, right there. I thought that she was talking about Fantastic. And this would have been a bit of a roast were that the case. Because contacting her husband on something like that is, and the person who did it is probably in the chat room right now, but it's not really something you should be doing. It's not. Really contacting her on something like that is probably not something that you should be doing either. Okay, listen. Breaking people up is not something that, and trust me, there is a lot of people that I would prefer on both ends. that they didn't associate with. On Fantastic's end, there's people I would prefer that he didn't associate with, and on Danika's end, there are people that I wish that she wouldn't associate with. There are on both sides. And I even talked to Fantastic about it. And later, some of those people anyway, you know, it turned out that for his own reasons, he just didn't become cool with, which worked out. Danika, not so much. And that's because I'm not as close to Danika as I am with Fantastic, just by sheer time that I've known them and time offline that I spent talking to each of them. I spend very little time, if any, talking to Danika offline, and largely it's because she's a married woman. And Fantastic is not a married woman. So that's that. But nevertheless, I did feel comfortable and cool enough with him to say, A, you shouldn't be associating with these people. But always, if you ever feel that way, always be able to say, here's why. Always make that clear. Here is specifically why. You know, you can't come with nothing like this. And you can't come with something light, you know, when it comes to something like that. And from what I can tell from what, you know, Danika and Six the Goddess, no matter what, it's light. Whatever you have on Six, it is light. Unless you have like a true smoking gun, it's better to keep crap like that to yourself. I'm talking about unless you have like a smoking gun on Six, like, you know, you have evidence that she's stalking her husband or something like that, Danika's husband, then it's better to just leave it alone. Because why? You're just a person coming out of nowhere who's less of a friend to Danika than she is to Six. That's suggesting that she shouldn't connect with somebody she has a tighter connection with than you. So let's not go there. Like, you know a dude, you go up to him and you know his wife ain't nothing. You know his wife ain't nothing. But he don't know that. And there's really like no proof. You know, like you hear smoke and mirrors, like, you know, hey, the homies is telling me this about your girl, and you know, you about to marry her. So listen, unless you have the smoking, evidence is what you need. Evidence is what you need. I'll give an example. This dude I used to work with, brown skin, brown eyed brother, right? Man, and his wife or whatever is white, right? And you know, I didn't think nothing of it. He told me about it. Everything was cool, right? But went to his house one day, and around everywhere, you know, and stuff was pictures of his baby girl. That was the whitest baby I ever seen. That baby had no Negro DNA in it, as far as I can tell, because not only was the baby white, but the baby was blonde hair, blue eyed. And the way genetics work is typically both parents have to be blue eyed in order for the baby to have blue eyes. There are situations where the parent would have a blue-eyed grandparent and making it possible, and that's the same with blonde hair, making it possible for the grandchild to have it, but he's black, and I doubt that any of his parents had blue eyes. So I was looking, and I was just thinking, like, oh man, this chick might have had an affair with. It's highly likely. Yeah, that Putney Square. Yeah, exactly. So he didn't know about it. I did. And I'm thinking, like, you know, should I say something? Because this wasn't like the homie. This was like the work homie. But this is his wife and his daughter from his perspective. And I don't know 100%. I don't know 100%. So what did I do? I shut up. And that's what y'all should do. Don't be in this woman's husband's inbox. What's wrong with you? Don't do stuff like that. Like, because what you doing? Like, oh, I sent something is off with it. She is not going to leave her friend because you sent something is off. And her husband is not going to convince his wife to, what the? Dude, it's not in your place to do stuff like that. Let's just leave it at that. So I'm glad it wasn't Fantastic that did that, because I would really have words to say. It would have been deeper than that.
Just because you don't like somebody, or just because you feel a way about somebody, does not mean that the next person has to abide by whatever rules that you see fit. You know what I mean? And even my husband hollered at me like, these people are nuts. These people tripping. You know, my husband is like, look, some of the realest people are the people who, you know, come from a background that maybe a lot of people don't agree with. Like, we're not set up to where we want to judge people based upon their past. You know what I mean? So for y'all to even come to my husband on this bitch made shit, like, oh, your wife, tell your wife to stay away from Sister Goddis. Sister Goddis used to do this, and Sister Goddis said that, and Sister Goddis, and Sister Goddis. Y'all gotta understand that a real man like my husband is looking at y'all sideways. Like, this some bitch made shit. You know what I mean? And like I said, even my husband had to put it to me plainly, like, some of the most solid people that I even rock with have certain pasts that a lot of people would say is quote unquote sketchy, right? So again, y'all gotta stop with this bullshit. It's pathetic. And like I even said over on Six platform, like, nobody is perfect. We all come from certain upbringings. We all have certain lifestyles that maybe we once lived, that we had to evolve from, that we had to learn from and grow from to become the people that you see before you today.
Okay. So what she's talking about is, and this is something I heard too. Now, I've had my opinion on Six for a while now that I kept to myself. And I'm still going to keep it to myself, the particulars of it, because I pick my battles. You know, I'm not with this duck season, wabbit season. The whole beef season is not my thing, because I don't hunt. I go to the damn store. So I don't really benefit from this. But from just like arbitrarily starting beef with somebody who's at least trying to appear to be for the brothers. However, I do have my opinion on Six, and it is not a favorable one. And people that know me in the back chats and stuff, they do know that I don't have a favorable opinion of her. And as a result of this, they sent me stuff talking about she's a stripper, and you know, that's her past. She used to be an exotic dancer and stuff like that. Don't really care about that. And it's not that I don't care, because stuff like that due to to an extent greater in some than others. Stuff like that do matter. It just don't really matter to, how can I say this? It affects some women's behavior. It affects some women's behavior more than others. Yes, a woman could be a stripper and then just turn her life around and be a very regular, well-adjusted, pick-me type woman. However, she is less likely to be a adjusted, pick-me type woman. But the less likeliness of it is not enough to break friends apart. And, I wouldn't even like bring something like that up. So, yeah, that's something that you could have kept to yourself. And Danika is not wrong for not just ignoring something like that. And here's the thing. Okay, let me first get into why strippers probably shouldn't be a man's first choice. And once again, in case y'all haven't noticed, Danika is not a man. So it's not really going to do anything to her, for her, or anything like that. But whenever a woman monetizes sex and sexuality and stuff like that, she's charging like $20 to get naked. Whenever she's spent like a significant amount of time charging people for regular stuff that occurs in a relationship, most women, or I should say a lot of women, I don't know if it's more, but women are going to think about that. That's going to wear in their brain in the relationship. Like she's in the shower and you're on the toilet and she come out the shower naked. You thinking that this is just a regular thing. That's something that happens with couples and stuff like that. But sometimes these women with past like that, they like, hey, I used to get $20 for this. This man see me naked all the time and I'm not getting any bread. So there is that tendency for women like that to have that in the back of their brain, to always feel as if the man is indebted to the woman just for being a woman, because she used to get paid just for being a woman and just for having stuff underneath her clothes. So, it's like, hey, I used to get paid for this. Men, we don't really think that way. Like men, say if you're a comedian or something and you're also funny in a relationship, you don't walk around with that in your brain. You don't walk around with, hey, I just told a joke and I used to get paid a lot of money to do that. So, let's you got to break me off. So we don't feel that way. Women do. They feel indebted, or they feel like the man is indebted to them. And yeah, that do become problematic. Now, once again, from Danika's point of view, it's not really going to affect her as a woman. But as a content creator, there may be a there. If I think, and I'm not, because it's early here, but if I think deep into it, like loosely in my brain, I see the connection, but it's not really worth thinking that deep into, because it's not going to change.
So if I were to use that same logic as it pertains to sex on y'all, a lot of y'all would not be fuck-wittable, if we want to be honest and clear. So this is just trash that y'all are doing this. I think y'all are doing way too much. And since we are on the topic of my husband, I think that it's also fair that I address this and acknowledge this as well. Now, aside of y'all being on some bitch shit, talking about, oh, tell your wife not to work with with 60 karazin to your wife. Aside from that, it's also been a lot of bitch made shit that a lot of these internet niggas have been talking in regards to my husband. In which I would like to go ahead and address it for myself and tell you all that have these issues, you wouldn't fucking dare, right? Say anything that you're saying on the internet, on the World Wide Web, to my husband's face, to my face, nothing. You know what I mean?
Okay. She does have a point there. And it's not even a matter of physical intimidation from you or your husband. She has a point there because I don't really know you like that. So it's really not my place to say anything on the two of your interactions. And it doesn't matter if he's like, you know, a Terry Crews size dude or a Money Mike, you know, a Cat Williams size dude. It's really not a matter of that. It's just a matter of, hey, you know, it's just like with the baby. It is not my place. I seen that and I was just like, this is not my place. This is not my place. And yeah, if I seen something like that on a meme or something like that, you know, I may type it in the chat room. So yeah, because you know, it's even though it's not my place, you're just like, okay, it seems less rude when you do it that way. You know, it's not a matter of physical intimidation or anything. It just seems less rude. But yeah, it's not your place. And it's really not your place because when it comes to her husband, because it's not really, he's not a content creator like that. I mean, he does his fitness thing, but he's not really a content creator. So it's not your business, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, that's my first critique of Fantastic. I think he's one of the people that has something to say about that. It's not really your place in this regard. It's not.
So I think it's also right to acknowledge that y'all are doing too much as it pertains to that as well. A lot of y'all want to talk slick out of sight of your damn mouth about my husband and what he's doing over here and how he's running shit over here, baby. Like when I tell you that it's smooth selling around this motherfucker, let's get that abundantly clear. See, a lot of y'all want to speak on what's going on in somebody else's marriage and how somebody else is conducting their household. Meanwhile, nigga, you don't have one. See, it's easy to pop your shit from behind a computer screen when you don't have a household that you are providing for. You don't have a household that you are maintaining and sustaining. You don't have a fucking wife that's attractive. Shit, a lot of y'all don't have a bitch at all. So, of course, you wouldn't know how to handle being in a relationship with or being married to, for that matter, a woman that, again, is hitting on some shit real heavy. You know, a lot of y'all, you don't measure up in that regard to even be able to acquire such a woman. And that's just me popping my shit real quick, you know? Because it's been a lot of sneak dissing, a lot of bitch made shit. And unfortunately, this is coming from the mouths of what is supposed to be grown ass men.
All right. So here's my first critique of Danika. And this is where the whole frustration that I get sometime in dealing with women, in personal dealings and in general dealings, or and in YouTube dealings, my bad. But this is a very emotional response. And it's not really well thought out. And I do think that this is something that, especially if she watches this, that she'll rethink and regret saying. Because though her statement is true, her body of work, the thing that she's been saying for the last 7 to 10 years, I forget how long she's been doing this. You know, I know she started somewhere else like Facebook or something, and then she moved on to YouTube. But the thing that she is saying is true. It's true. However, she knows why it's true. And for her to blame the men is really undermining everything she's saying. She has been saying for quite some time. And that is that most of these real women's ain't crap. So yes, there are going to be a large number of men without, but it's not really the fault of the men. It's for what you've been saying for the last 7 to 10 years. And that is that they ain't crap. So there are going to be a lot of men without households, and that's not hitting on nothing because there's nothing to hit on out there. So, and you know this, you know that there's nothing to hit on out there. So you're in your feelings right now. And you talking reckless about your audience because, you know, instead of for sniping, fantastic, you know, sniping that one dude, having that one dude in your sights and looking for the dude that you feel look like Pepe Le Frog, instead of for sniping that one dude, you just hit the entire audience with a bomb and you undermine the stuff you was talking about for quite some time. Should not have done that. All right. Once again, I'm be balanced as much as I can.
I even heard a young man, and when I say that this nigga looked like a chocolate Pepe the Frog, I am not exaggerating. All right? I am not exaggerating. Okay? I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to show you niggas grace, you know, that you did not give to me. Okay? But I came across this Pepe the Frog looking nigga with terrible Wi-Fi, I may add, coming out of the side of his neck, talking in regards to my husband and myself. Right?
If somebody know the timestamp of when Fantastic was talking about her husband, give that to me. Just put that timestamp in the chat room.
In this video, I saw him say something to the effect of, oh, you know, Danika is disrespecting her husband because, you know, she has men that want to sleep with her. Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? I am disrespecting my husband because there are thirsty ass niggas that I have no control over that want to have sex with me. Again, the reach, the arguments, the lengths that these niggas will go in order to discredit or just to say something, to have some kind of fucking content. I don't know what y'all are doing at this point, but I was like, what? Yeah, Danika, she's talking about how these men want to have sex with her. Who the fuck said? Let me calm down. I don't know if this Pepe the Frog looking nigga was talking about in regards to me pulling up the screenshot as far as Tommy inboxing me. I don't know if he was referring.
Tommy is a dirty D dude. I got word from numerous sources that Tommy just tried to smash every chick on YouTube that say something in his chat room. That's just something he do. Yeah. So that's just something he do. And that would be the case no matter how Danika presented herself. Okay, and just to be clear, and I said it before and I'll say it again, and I always say it. I always say it. And this, I guess this isn't something somebody's supposed to say, because just in case, and see, here's the thing. I'm not going to be like a disingenuous dude. And I doubt that it'll ever happen, but if I ever got into it with Danika, I'm not gonna just say some crap like, "Oh, but you ugly though." No, I'm gonna say right now that is something that, if I ever have to roast you, that's something that I won't be able to roast you on, as y'all have heard me do on so many different women. So that would not be something, because I said it before, she's an attractive woman. So that's neither here nor there. And Tommy is going to shoot his shot. Has nothing to do with her husband. And I could tell you as a dude that's something that you can't really stop. That's something that you can't really stop, especially especially nowadays, because relationships are a little different than what they should be. I believe that the woman should always be prettier than the man is handsome. Let's start there. So when a man is in a relationship like that, society at large don't really see it that way. They feel that the man should be more handsome than the woman, or they should be equal. That being the case, when they see a relationship where a woman is prettier than a man is handsome, they assume that it's not a strong connection and you can break them up. They do try to do slick stuff and dirty Mac and do all kind of crap in order to get her from you. That is the case. Oh, by the way, I'm not saying that she's prettier than he is handsome, than Eric is handsome, but this is just in general. We're talking about myself now. That's something you can't stop with the way she dress. It's not. I mean, if she's attractive enough, and she dresses like, if she puts on a hijab, if she's attractive enough, men are going to be curious about what's underneath that hijab, like what those ankles look like. They're going to be curious about that. That is true. That's not something that you can stop. What a man can say is that I would govern my household differently. But that really doesn't have any bearing on their relationship. Like, you could say that about, you could say that all you want. Like, I could say that about any relationship. Like, I would govern my relationship different, Like, I could look at ASAP Rocky and Rihanna and be like, oh, I would hit that different. Like, I mean, no matter what, it really don't matter. He's not going to take my suggestion, So leave it at that.
To that. But if he was referring to me pulling up those fucking receipts, that was not to brag about niggas wanting to have sex with me. That was to prove a point, nigga. Pay. That was to prove the point of, you have these niggas out here, not black men. It's a difference. Salute to the black men. I love y'all. I rock with y'all. Y'all know what's up. And y'all know I'm not even talking about y'all when we having discussions like this. But that was to highlight the fact that you have these niggas out here talking about how we're ghetto, we're inarticulate, we're jealous, we ain't shit, we at the bottom. All of this cash money shit about us. Meanwhile, you're in our inbox. That was my point. That was not to say, look at these niggas that want to have sex with me. Look at these niggas that want me. Look at these niggas. No, that was to prove a fucking point that a lot of these niggas just want our attention. A lot of these niggas are fraudulent and fake. They do not live out and mean what they say. That was what I was doing. It was not to pop my shit and disrespect my husband and say, oh, look at these niggas that want to fuck me. As if I could help that anyway.
Point for Danika. Because she did come out and say when she dropped that on Tommy, she did come out and say, like, listen, years ago, because Tommy, he's slick. Tommy, he do slick stuff in the back, and then he deletes it and covers his tracks. But the reason why she had it saved was because she sent it to her husband saying, look at this nigga. And they both just had a good laugh at it. And, Tommy, I'm sure, deleted it. And, to pretend like he didn't do that. To pretend like he didn't do that. But he did. And he does. Anyway, so she just basically called him out on that. Yeah. But the husband, yeah, I mean, he's not disrespected for somebody wanting to sleep with his wife. That's not a disrespect to him. And he handled it like he was supposed to. And that is laugh it off, because if you want to, somebody else wants to. Or I should say, if you wanted to, when you met her, and you did, or else, y'all wouldn't have went this far, then somebody else wants to as well. And yeah, it's a line stepper, but what are you gonna do? Fight everybody that want to sleep with your wife? That's ridiculous. You don't have the stamina for that. Nobody has the stamina to fight every dude that want to sleep with a woman that's attractive. So, you just laugh it off and move on and do with your wife the thing that Tommy wants to do with your wife. So that's what you do, and just laugh at that fool. Okay, so, and this is another one. Like I say, in the back chat, I hear from several chicks that he's that dude. Listen, I mean, if you're attracted to a woman and you want to shoot your shot, then hey, be that dude. You dirty for doing it with a married woman, but be that dude. It's nothing really, too terrible about that. Now, with Tommy, however, the extent that he does it is pathetic, and it really seems like it's his only form of his only sex life is YouTube booty. So, that's that. But, it's nothing really wrong with seeing somebody, in the chat room that you're interested in and shooting your shot. It's not really my thing, but I do understand that it happens. But Tommy, you see, the thing that bothers me about when Tommy does it is years ago, there was a woman named Melissa Ortiz. It was Melissa or Marissa Ortiz, right? And Tommy been to her house and have her tell the story, have her tell the story. He tried to get some. She didn't want to give it to him. She wasn't attracted to that ugly dude. And this is her telling the story. She wasn't attracted to the ugly dude. He's trying to get some. He didn't, she didn't want it. And then, he gets back on YouTube. And next thing you know, she's all kind of B's and H's because for reasons, Then that's when he goes back into the hair-hatted hooligans and BT 1000s and single mothers. She was a single mother too. That's when he went into all that, and he's roasting her and stuff. And she's like, wait a minute, you wasn't saying that when you was trying to, lick the clam. You wasn't saying that. What's going on? And then he tried to deny it. And I'm like, listen, I know what you did just by a preponderance of evidence. I know what you did. I know you tried to smash and it didn't go down the way you wanted. and now she's all type of this. But listen, to me, that's an abuse of your influence. That's an abuse of your influence if you are making your judgment on this woman based on if she lets you hit it or not. It is. It's an abuse of that, because your view of this particular woman is really based on a personal thing, not how she affects others, not how the type of woman she would be to somebody that she's actually physically attracted to and not repulsed by. So yeah, that's something that always rubbed me the wrong way, and it really makes his whole rhetoric seem more personal than actual perception, like, because the truth of the matter is, because she treated you that way, that really doesn't have any bearings on how I feel about her.
But again, this also speaks to the fact that a lot of these niggas never had a decent looking bitch. Okay. Y'all couldn't handle having a semi-attractive woman on your arm, baby. Y'all too fucking insecure for that. Lord have mercy. I feel sorry for whoever get with y'all. If you can even pull a bitch. You know what I mean? But we gonna leave that there. I ain't even trying to go there. Niggas, again, taking cheap shots at my husband, talking about, couldn't be my wife. I keep my wife in the background. I don't have my wife doing X, Y, and Z. I don't have my wife. Because your wife couldn't, nigga. Can we get this straight, y'all, for a second? Thank you, Pebbles. I'm a cook, sis. Thank you, Roderick. I appreciate you. Thank you, Maurice. I'm going to pull it up in a second. A lot of these niggas out here, again, not black men, a lot of these niggas out here that love to pop the most shit about what their woman could not do and would not do and all of this, it's because you have a bitch that could not do it, right? It's easy to say what you wouldn't allow your woman to do when you don't have a woman at all, or your bitch just ain't hitting on shit. She has nothing to add to the conversation. She, like, come on. I mean, it's easy to say when you don't have it and you've never experienced it. It's easy to pop your shit from outside the club, nigga. You can't even get in. You know what I'm saying? So that's what really grinds my gears. It really irritates me. Excuse my husband for having an attractive wife. And again, that's just me popping my shit. Y'all talk all this shit. I'm gonna pop mine today. Excuse my husband for having an attractive, wise, intelligent wife that has value to add to conversations, that has wisdom that she likes to share, that has experience that she wants to give out to the people. Excuse him for having a bitch that people actually want to pay attention to and listen to, nigga. Excuse him, motherfucker.
Okay. This really shouldn't go that far, because it's really on Eric. Eric's her husband's name, by the way, to determine if he feels disrespected by it. And your judgment of Eric and his situation should be limited to one question and one question alone. If he had a problem with the way she presents herself, would she change it? And from my understanding of their relationship, she would, because she has changed a lot of things, including her diet. She became a vegetarian or vegan because of that. So I'm pretty sure that if he had a problem with that he would change. The fact that she would change her mode of dress and demeanor, and the fact that actually some would question that she has changed since when we first seen her, but that's neither here nor there. If he wanted to have her dress different, I believe that she would, and that's just the way their relationship works. And she does have a point when it comes to a lot of fellas like, oh yeah, I would have did this. I would have, yeah, okay. Like, we say that shit, but come on now. Like, try to be that dude to, to get with Chloe Bailey and get her to act like her sister and clean up and stuff. But that's that. All right.
Oh, y'all call me a loud ghetto mouth, hood rat, St. Louis.
I disagree with Charles Merchant here. An attractive woman is something special, especially now because we live in a society of unattractive women. So it is something special nowadays. I know that it's supposed to be more masculine or something like that, to just stand on your perch or whatever, to just stand on a mountain and say, oh man, that don't faze me, or something like that. And maybe for some dudes it don't, but no, it is something special. Attractive women are more valuable than unattractive women. And anybody who believes different, and this is common in the Black community, are highly manipulated by unattractive women. They're highly, and I'm not saying that this is you, Charles. I'm just saying that that's the rhetoric that's going out right now. I know what you're saying, that you remain who you are no matter how attractive a woman is, and that's something that's definitely true. But let's not get it twisted. And this goes to all you ugly chicks out there. You are less valuable to me and many other brothers because you are unattractive. And that's just the way the world works. And I'm not talking about like a little less valuable. I'm, like a Civic is less valuable than an Accord or some crap like that. I'm not talking about like a little bit less valuable. You are significantly, you are less valuable in the way that a Tesla is more valuable than a 10-speed. Like, yeah, it's that important.
Bitch, we gonna be that. We gonna be that today, nigga. We gonna be that today. Excuse him. I'm sorry, your bitch ain't hitting on shit that people want to tune in to and listen to and support. I'm sorry, nigga. I'm sorry that you don't have a woman that, guys want to fuck, I mean, again, I can't even help that shit. Excuse me for taking my ass to the damn gym. Excuse me for keeping myself up to par, my nigga. Excuse me. The fuck? Oh. Like, this is craziness, Kimmy. I love y'all too. But this is craziness. Y'all, we can hit 400. I know this is an impromptu. This is not the day we go live, but I gotta address this bitch made shit that I'm seeing out here. I really do.
But you shouldn't treat beautiful women any different or be blue-pilled. No. No, okay. If you're saying that you shouldn't be blue-pilled for attractive women and red-pilled for unattractive women, I get what you're saying there. But to say that you shouldn't treat beautiful women any different, that hell no. Hell no. That is some bull. Why? Because I don't F women I'm not attracted to. So that alone is the hell no. Like, the difference between a lover and a friend is physical beauty in many cases with women. It is. Like, I mean, if you're cold approaching, you determine who you cold approach by her beauty. That is treating them different. I mean, the difference between swiping left and swiping right is her beauty. So yeah, you do treat them significantly different. Once again, I'm not saying become blue pill, but no, it is different. Yeah, I'm gonna drop the link later if I have time. I hear you, fam. Salute to you, Bella. Welcome, welcome. Make sure you hit that like button.
It's real wild, Bobby. Like, I kid you not, Bobby. My husband, a few days ago, sent me over a screenshot of somebody telling him, hey, pretty much check your wife and tell her, don't fuck with Six the Goddess. Tell your wife. First things first, y'all don't understand how y'all are disrespecting the fuck out of my husband by trying to tell him how pretty much to run his household. My husband let me tell y'all something. Let me make this abundantly clear. My husband is more wise than a lot of y'all niggas, more intelligent than a lot of y'all niggas, got a lot more going on for himself than a lot of y'all niggas, and I'm sure he's very, very much younger, so much younger than a lot of y'all guys, and got a lot to offer, a lot more going on in his life. So y'all are trying to tell him that, hey, check this and check that because your wife is doing this, and you know that's disrespecting your husband. Whole time, nigga, you disrespecting my husband. Who the fuck are you to tell a grown-ass man how he needs to run his household? My husband knows exactly what the fuck he's doing.
All right, Danika. This isn't a person telling your husband how to run his household. Okay, once again, whoever's doing that should not be doing it. There is some logic behind it, and that is you don't really want to you don't want to be in another man's wife's DMs, so you want to talk to the man and do that. But that's not really. Chances are he knows little to nothing about Six and really don't care, because as I understand their household dynamic, their family dynamic, is that this is, he's the primary breadwinner and this is her hobby. This is something, she's a housewife with a part-time occupation that just so happens to be this. And it is a very, very insignificant part of their dealings with each other. And he trusts her to govern it the way that she pleases. So, you're not going to sway anything in that situation. And, some could argue it's not really your place to do that, to even attempt. But yeah, it is kind of lame to do that, to be perfectly honest. Quite frankly, just to put it out there, you don't know him like that. You don't know him like that, and if you did, you wouldn't be in his DMs. So, like, that's like, if you known him for say 10 years for whatever reason, then, depending on how cool y'all are, then that's something that you, if you feel that way, that's something that you bring up. But you don't know him or her that way, so just let it be. I mean, it's an association that you don't like.
It is crazy. Like, it reminds me of a time this was some years ago. This was back when I don't even think my husband had his training certificate yet. But I remember we were back in at Gold's Gym, They closed all the Gold's Gym here in St. Louis. But we used to go to Gold's Gym and we used to work out when my husband got off of work and everything. And guys are going to look, of course, you know, like if you have an attractive woman, like let me ask this, not because ooh, am I?
I'm gonna skip past that story, but basically, they were at the gym and a dude came up and made a suggestion on how she should work out, and yeah, that was just a stupid thing to do.
My husband look at this nigga like, and my husband is a silent but deadly ass dude. Like, but see, that's what these niggas do on YouTube. Yeah, you know, because if you was my woman, you know, I wouldn't even have that. You know, if you was my woman, I'd say this to that nigga. And if I was your man, nigga, you would never be my man. Don't worry about it. All these hypothetical ass husbands and shit. Nigga, sit your ass down. As if you can ever get a chick like me or 6. But we ain't all of that, though. You know, just dumb shit. Like, nigga, and again, going back to the Pepe the Frog ass nigga, like, this nigga was, like my good sis 6 say, shout out to her. I see you in the building, sis. You know, he thought he ate and left no crumbs. That's what he had thought. We can hit 500. Y'all like the video. Shout out to y'all. PCU Project Game Plan. He was like, yeah, I don't understand this, that, and the third, and you know, and this disrespect to her husband because she has men that want to have sex with her, and you know, blah blah blah. Again, you can tell y'all never had an attractive, a semi-attractive female. You know what I mean? Like, who doesn't want to have sex with a woman? Who doesn't want to have sex with an attractive woman? Like, get the fuck up out of here. Like, what did you think you were proving with that? Like, that's not something to point out. Like, that's not something that's like mind blowing. Like, okay, duh. I've seen the most ugly bitches. Niggas still want to fuck with them. Like, so I didn't get that. But anyway, he thought he was eating and leaving no crumbs and shit. And then this guy goes on to say, and I think he thought it was an insult or jab at us, but he goes on to say, you know, and to each their own. But you know, a lot of y'all guys, you know, y'all think that they're attractive, you know, all of this and all of that. But you know, they're really not even all of that. I mean, they're not getting paid because they look good. Y'all are getting paid because, you know, people want to watch your content. People want to hear what you got to say. You're not getting paid because you're just the finest bitches on the planet. And I was like, thank you, nigga. 6 say they can't handle any threats. The woman being attractive represents possibility.
Okay. So if this is not misinterpreted, then yeah, Fantastic is saying that as a compliment. I know she's being sarcastic. But if it went down how she described, and from the way I know Fantastic, it is a compliment, and he's basically saying your content is worth watching, not just you. And it's also like in defense of your audience. He's essentially saying that they're not just thirsting over your curves and shit like that. And I believe that to be true. And that's because, listen, there are more attractive women online doing stuff. You know, playing video games or just generally doing stuff to capitalize off of their physical beauty. Your content is magnified by your looks. And what I mean by that is it's more valuable that an attractive woman is saying it versus an unattractive woman. And quite frankly, your words matter more if you're attractive. A woman's words matter more when they're attractive. And people don't really care what ugly women think. Except for men that are attracted to ugly women. and the ugly women that have sway over attractive women. You know, the ones whose cousin just so happened to be bad, so you have to be nice to her type deal. But generally speaking, we really don't care as much. When they die in a movie, we don't care as much. You know, that's why when you have like those slasher movies or those chainsaw massacre movies, it's always the big titty blonde that dies first in slow motion with the sprinklers on, you know, in the rain with the perfect hair. She always goes first, and it's so you can give a damn. You know, when was the horror movie where you seen Roseanne die and somebody gave a crap? Like when an ugly chick dies in a movie, it's always something that you don't really even think about. Like a guy just rams his truck into a crowd of people, and in that crowd is a bunch of fat ugly broads, but he's really trying to hunt, you know, a young Angelina Jolie type situation. It's kind of like that. They're extras in the movie that is the more attractive chick. So it hits harder. And it's not a coincidence that the pick-me types happen to be significantly hotter than the non-pick-me's. Shout out to Sweet Melody Speaks. It's not. A woman's looks is going to dictate her personality.
Possibly attracting competition, and that's what scares them. Eric knows you are faithful and not going anywhere. Facts. Most men can't say that about their woman. Love you, sis. Ooh. And it really does speak to the type of female that these niggas are used to dealing with. They've never had a solid woman. You know what I mean? They've never had enough juice, six. They never had enough sauce, six, to have a female that's just like, nah, this is all you, baby.
Okay, and here she go again. That is not an indictment on the man. If you're saying that something is wrong for a man not having a quality woman, then once again you're undermining everything you said prior to today. So let's not do that. You know that there is not an abundance of quality women out there. If so, you would not have this platform. Come on now. And it's not a matter of a dude's juice or sauce or something like that. You know, it's a matter of the everything that you've talked about.
So when they see it, it's like, I just can't believe her. I can't believe that she's the type that would be faithful. I can't believe, you know, such an attractive bitch, you know, would just be so diehard for her husband. I just can't believe that. You know what I mean? I just can't believe, the bitch is looking for validation. You know, I just can't believe that type of energy, sis. They can't handle it. You know what I mean? They can't fathom a quote unquote attractive woman actually being faithful to a man, actually having something of value to say, having good content. They can't fathom that. And so all they know to do is go back to their default settings of, you know, these bitches not to be trusted. These bitches ain't shit, especially the black ones. You know, especially the black bitches, they ain't shit. So if I were you, nigga, I would put my wife, you know, in the closet and lock the door because, you know, these bitches, they shouldn't be online looking all good and shit like that. But here's the thing, though, six. In the same breath, these same guys that talk about, you know, how we're not all of that and all of this, it goes right back to how good we look, though. But I thought we was not all of that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, going back to Pepe the Frog, you know, he was like, you know, it's not like y'all get paid because y'all look good. Y'all get paid because, you know, people want to watch your content. People want to know what you got to say. So y'all not just these bad bitches. As if we've even been saying that.
Okay, once again, it's both. People want to hear what you got to say because you look good. And an attractive woman has the ability to not only influence men, but influence women as well. And everybody knows this. So, it does help. Let's not get it twisted. I know y'all talking some strange in the chat room, but let's not go. I mean, okay. The reason why men do that, and this touches on what she was just saying, is because they don't want beauty to have power over them. But understanding that a beautiful woman is more valuable than a non-beautiful woman, that doesn't mean that she has power over you. That just means that she's more valuable than the next woman. It's just a general understanding. Now, the mentality that she's talking about is a valid thing. I'm not going to say it's a valid thing with fantastic, but it is a valid thing. A lot of guys, especially black guys, they are, because it's a lot rarer in the black community, an attractive woman with a decent disposition, they just as soon write it off as something that don't exist. And they look at each and every single attractive woman with extreme skepticism for a couple of reasons. One is, and this is what she was alluding to, it justifies your inability to not get with them. And two, it's just a natural reaction to, the absence of attractive quality women that we have in our community. So, for those reasons, she do have a point there. And what that leads to in a person's personal dealings is that when they do get with a woman who is prettier than he is handsome, they often behave in a way that, and I've seen this. Of course, I haven't seen this because I've never been an attractive woman, but I've seen this through the lens of attractive women that are in my circle, in my circle of friends, outside of YouTube, and in my primarily family circle. I have attractive women in my family, and there's a lot of, from what they tell me, there's like a lot of weirdness going on. They have a tendency, a lot of guys, when they meet the most beautiful woman they've ever been with, they have a tendency to overdo it or underdo it. They either overdo it in the sense that, oh, Goddis, I just want to lick your feet type crap, literally, or they tend to underdo it, like, they just entered a date on some, a bitch is a bitch, and they actually think that they're making leeway by treating her worse than they would an uglier bitch. Either way, they're not really ignoring their looks like they think they are. So they're not being themselves. Let's put it like that.
That. And again, that's not an insult. That was a compliment. I'm glad that people want to support me based upon what I have to say, and not just because I look good. That was not the flex you thought it was, sir. Y'all don't get paid just to do X, Y, and Z. Y'all don't get paid. Y'all get paid because people want to hear what you gotta say. You create content, so y'all not these bad bitches like how y'all think that y'all are. As if we've ever said that, Six. That blew my mind. Pepe the Frog had the audacity.
For those of you who are new here, when she says Pepe the Frog, I think it's Love Frog or something. She's referring to Mr. Fantastic. Apparently, he, according to her, he looks like a character from a cartoon that I actually never seen. I actually never seen a Pepe Love Frog or the Frog cartoon ever. In fact, I don't even know if it is a cartoon or like a comic strip. But she says that he looked like that. And if you want to know who that is, Google it or look at my thumbnail.
But let me go ahead and pop my shit real quick. And I'm going to do it for my good sis Six too. If we wanted to, nigga, we could. Oh. If we wanted to, nigga, we could. But see, we want to offer more than just sex appeal, attraction, attractiveness, beauty. That should speak volumes in and of itself. Because if we wanted to, we very well could be fucking Instagram models. Loose on the models. You think me and Six couldn't put on fucking bikinis, get airbrush pictures, and just get paid for being sexy? You think we couldn't do that? Y'all really have it in y'all rabbit ass minds that we have to be on YouTube, that we have to go online and speak using our minds, using our insight, using our wisdom, using our knowledge, our understanding. You think that we have to do that? Nigga, please. But again, it speaks to our character. It speaks to the fact that.
Okay. I'm not going to call cap on this. I am going to say that she's all right. It's not capping. What can I say about this? And while being polite, damn. Because she's upset, she's overlooking the fact that chameleons do exist. She's overlooking the fact that attractive women, or women that's perceived to be attractive by many, are doing the thing that you are describing, or that you are saying that these men are skittish of you doing. You know, you're overlooking that. I did a survey about Melanie King, and apparently like 97% of y'all said she was a chameleon. So let's use her for an example, right? And let's just say, for the sake of this conversation, that she is a chameleon. You're overlooking the fact that women like that exist, and they decide to come here as opposed to more direct venues like Instagram or like OnlyFans or something like that. Let's not get it. You know, the whole oh yeah, we could be doing this, we could be doing that, but the fact that we're here makes us sincere. You know that that's not true, because you know that chameleons exist. Now, because you're angry about everything that you've been going through, which is a lot in the past couple of weeks. You're overlooking that, but look at it from a guy's point of view.
We want to be known for more than just that because we actually have real shit to say. We actually want to contribute in more ways. That's easy shit. I got a fat ass, a small waist, and nice breasts. You think I can't get paid just to be cute? Just to be sexy? Are you serious? So again, even what you're saying, that's still a compliment though. Even though you tried to knock me at it was still a compliment. You tried to knock us, but it's still a compliment. Like, thank you. I'm glad that you're admitting that, you know, people are not just watching us because we have nice titties. Thank you. That wasn't an insult. Like, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that you were able to, in so many words, say those things are a bonus. Me being attractive is a bonus. It's not the end all be all.
Okay, she's being sarcastic, and I didn't hear how he said it, but I think he really was complimenting you. Or at the very least, defending your audience from ridicule, from being, you know, thirsty, this, and this.
As far as why people are here. Thank you for that. That wasn't an insult. And again, y'all keep on projecting. If you really pay attention, a lot of people are projecting. They keep making it about our looks. They keep making it about our attractiveness. We've never brought that up as far as why people should watch us. No, y'all just thought that y'all would be able to be cute and get this and get that. Nobody ever said that, which is why we come on speaking our minds. Having conversations that actually add on in valuable ways. Y'all keep doing that. Y'all are so fixated on our looks. That's y'all. But then in the same breath, you contradict yourself by saying, but y'all not all of that. They only watching because they like your content. Which one is it, nigga? And again, I just really feel like a lot of y'all just, I don't know, like Sis said, like maybe y'all are threatened. I don't know. But this shit is getting ridiculous. Y'all doing too much and nothing at all. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, like what?
Okay, she might be jumping to the wrong conclusion here. Like I say, I didn't see all of Fantastic's video because I just got wind of this last night. So I went back and I looked at his video and I just was like looking for when he said something. And I will say this. He really went very hard against 6. And because they're obvious friends outside of YouTube, I think that a lot of this defensive behavior is in defense of 6, more so than something he may have said directly to her, even though there are things that were said directly to her that perhaps should not have been. But I think the visceral is in defense of another, not really herself.
What the fuck? Hold on. Y'all like the video. I know this impromptu. Yeah, your little bitch is gonna pop our shit today. Just for a little bit. Not too long. It may be long. I don't know. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Yatunde. It says, they say you're jealous of other people's channels. When they're jealous, they don't have you. Lord have mercy. And I don't even like to go there, Yatunde. They could never. They could never have me. I am Eric Jamal Bell's wife. DniekaMarie Bell is off limits. Period. Point blank. Eric cannot help that he has an attractive wife. Okay.
No, because he chose to be with an attractive woman. I mean, it's a wise decision, and I want more brothers to make such decisions. But it wasn't an accident. Like he didn't pull, he didn't pull from a deck of cards and and just all like, oh damn, I got the attractive one. Ah,
Cannot help that he has a wife that people want to pay attention to, people want to pour into, people want to support. He can't help that shit. How y'all gonna fault him for having a bitch that you could never? You know what I mean? Like, don't do that. Because you would die. You would die to have a woman that was semi-decent that people were checking for. Y'all would die. So stop the cap. Okay. Thank you, Hopeful Destiny. Say that ish. We're gonna say it. We're gonna say it. Thank you, Marvel. Y'all give us 510 likes.
nah, I don't think that he was like, I gotta have her. I think it was more like a lot of men who don't have a certain mentality that, let's face it, unattractive women instill upon us, are like that. They approach women from the top down, meaning that when they find themselves in a venue of women, they go to the most attractive woman first, and then the second most attractive, and so on and so forth. Where, as black men, we're taught to go to the ugliest chick first, and then try to work our way up. So I think that he's more of the former mindset. But nah, I don't. He just values attractive women like I do, and like I feel most men should, and far too few black men do. Definitely not a humble, modest woman. Yeah, it's not really tactful for a woman to mention her own looks, granted, or the value in it. But once again, she's she's not going to ignore it when she's trying to make a particular point. Somebody says, who teaches black men this? Black women teach black men this. A couple of months ago, or a few months ago, actually, um, there was a woman, and it's on a video I did called "This Is Not My Son," where a chick, and her son probably was like 6 years old, where she was, his mother was like, so do you like light skinned girls, or do you like dark skinned girls like your mama? Do you like small women, or do you like big women? He's like, no, I like small women. I like small girls, right? And she was like, oh, so do you think your mama's fat? And then he gave her a hug, but basically she's shaming him for wanting a regular size girl, like, because he's not into fat 6-year-olds. Like, so it was weird, but yeah, we're taught this at a young age. We are. We're taught that white women are the devil. We're taught all kinds of stuff. We're taught all kinds of stuff. And yeah, we're taught not to value beauty by our mamas and our sisters. And also, even the beautiful ones teach us that. Even the beautiful ones teach us that. So, yes, we are taught to go against our nature as men. And that's why I have this channel, to unteach that ridiculous teachings. Because no, beautiful women are better at being women. They simply are. And it's incumbent upon each and every single woman to be as beautiful as possible to me. It is. That's your job. You only got one job. Just like a baby's one job in the world is to be cute. A woman's primary job is to be beautiful. Somebody says, I can't blame a man for wanting a beautiful woman. No, you can't. But let's not get it twisted, Bella. We know that there are those who do. So I was at work years ago. Picture me, maybe like 24 years old, right? Somewhere around that time. Black chick comes up to me and for whatever reason, she pulled a blonde hair off of my shirt. Now, I don't know how it got there. It could have got there a number of ways. It's very strange that she's pulling hairs off people's stuff. Like she was so infatuated with black dudes messing with white girls, especially square ones like myself. She was so infatuated with that. She just had that so much in her head that she's scanning niggas for blonde hairs, right? Now, I do remember thinking, I don't know who I was messing with at the time, but I do remember thinking when that happened that not only am I not messing with any blonde chicks, or any white girls, I not messing with any black chicks who had their hair dyed blonde as well, right? And then she commenced to grilling me on what you like. You know, like, oh, so you like them white girls? I was like, well, actually, and this is true to today. White women physically aren't my first choice for one reason and one reason alone, and that is you can see their blood. So for the most part, unless you're on some tan olive tone stuff, I'm not really. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's not a deal breaker, but I could see your blood, and that always like bothers me. Like people are like, oh, she blushing. That's blood. That is blood. That is blood running to her cheeks. Like, and it's all over. And sometimes they be having like blue veins and shit. So, yeah, it's not my first choice, but neither is a fat ass bitch with fake hair. So, you pick your poison. But nevertheless, I told her like that. Like, it's not my first choice. However, there are white women I'm attracted to. At the time, and probably still now, it was Jessica Alba and Scarlett Johansson. Before Scarlett Johansson went all pussy hat and shit. So, but that's where I stood on that, right? And she was like, "Oh, so you like blonde hair?" She was basically trying to shame me for the crap that I liked. And I was like, "Yeah, I do. I like real hair. I like real hair on a black woman, right?" And then keep in mind that this was before fake hair was as prominent as it was today, right? So she said, "Oh," and then she walked out of the break room, right? Told a bunch of other bitches, and then commenced to grilling me. And the funny thing was, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, listen, I like what I like, I'm not gonna apologize. But this one chick, she was like, so what's wrong with a woman with fake hair? And it tripped me out that this chick had real hair talking like this. And I'm like, wait, what? Why are you basically? I'm saying that I'm attracted to no, not the one who pulled the blonde hair off me. She wasn't the one no, there was another chick in the circle that just was shaming me for liking what I like, who had real hair. And I'm like, what's your stake what's your dog in this fight? That was weird to me. So my point is that in the black community, men are shamed for having standards. A lot. A lot. Somebody says, y'all really don't know when a black woman, you damn right, because y'all don't flirt normal. You are damn right. Flirt normal. And then we would. Like pulling a blonde hair, like, oh, she likes you. What the fuck is that? Flirt normal. Like bend over, lean over. Like what the hell? You damn no, I have no idea. I would never have guessed. No. I would never have guessed because that's not normal flirting. That's something like what the fuck? That's like how Klingons flirt.
I see y'all in the building. Again, I appreciate y'all. But I had to come on and address this. Like, y'all doing way too much. And y'all out of pocket. Let's put it like that. Thank you, Maurice says bonjour, big little sis. The coon still at it. I can't say it's coons per se. I mean, they could fall under that category based upon what I've also witnessed from them outside of this bullshit. But at this point, I'm just kind of addressing just people doing too much and, you know, saying slick shit that, you know, you just don't have the place. You know, I'm addressing that. Big shout out to Roderick. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And again, big shout out to Pebbles for starting it off. She says, cook, sis. Okay. Who else did I see, y'all? Yeah, and I'm not even trying to say that these niggas are incels. I'm not going to say they're incels. I'm just going to say that these are guys that could never. And so don't speak on shit that you cannot relate to. You can't relate to having a woman that has a lot going for herself. So you really can't say what you would or would not allow or do. You know? Thank you, Professor Spud. It says, I bet the devil intended or invented OnlyFans. Offer women a bunch of money in exchange for their souls. But here's the thing, Professor Spud. If me and Six wanted to do that kind of content, and to me, that's easy. You know what I mean? Like taking that OnlyFans route that's the easy route. Going the IG model route, that's the easy route. You don't even have to be a bad bitch to be an IG model. All you gotta have is a nice body. It's a lot of butterface ass IG models. Let's be clear. And they get paid to wear outfits. They get paid.
Okay, she's going into a dark tangent here. But I don't know how OnlyFans women make money. I do know that models are supposed to model something. You know, like if you go to a car show and there's a woman there in a bikini, and she's modeling the car. I don't know what OnlyFans models model. I think the guys that watch them and thumb up them, and I don't. I'm not a OnlyFans thumb up dude because I know that it's a waste of time. Like, you know, my thumb is not gonna go up her pussy, so it's really just like useless to do it. It's a waste of time to do it. Like what is she gonna fuck me now? Like, it's a waste of time to just go thumbing bitches. It is. All right, so J-Lock, I appreciate you. First super chat of the day says, I sent you a message about the Freaknik video that's surfacing around Instagram. Salute, GC. So yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I've been to one in my life. They stopped it right around the time I came of age. So I've been to several Howard homecomings. I know it's not the same, but I have been to Southern Black events. Even though I'm from Cali. So just throwing that out there. Yeah. But I appreciate you, J-Lock. Yeah. Apparently there's a lot of butterfaces with nice bodies. Yeah, men are less discerning than women. Women only need a nice body. Why are you coddling her, GC? Any other chick would have cooked you for explaining her. Really? To be honest, if this wasn't fantastic, I would have ignored it altogether. In all honesty, if this wasn't fantastic, I would have ignored it altogether. Certain things you just ignore, and that's because she's talking about an individual, even though she's doing it wrong. Like she's saying y'all and stuff like that, but she's really talking about fantastic. So she's kind of like bombing her audience. She's carpet bombing her own audience when she should be, well, actually, she shouldn't be doing anything, but when she should be sniping fantastic. But let's be clear, I typically leave stuff like this alone. You got to watch me more often. I'm fair.
For slim tummy tees, just dumb shit. Like, they get paid to do the bare minimum, so to try to knock us for not doing it, it's just like, what the fuck? Like, we can't win for losing, Spud. It's like, y'all not that bad. Y'all, y'all okay. Y'all ain't that bad. Then on the flip side, it's like, well, yeah, y'all some bad bitches, and that's why they watching. But then they flip around and say, well, y'all not that bad. I mean, people only watch because they like your content. Nigga, which one is it? And if it was up to me, the bitch wouldn't be on YouTube. Nigga, you shouldn't be on YouTube. Hold on. Thank you, Tuff. A beautiful woman of substance is the bane of a weak ninja's existence. I've been married to an attractive, smart woman almost 25 years and have encountered many of these insecure clowns. Let me say this, too. A lot of these niggas that's talking the most shit, y'all shouldn't even be on YouTube, nigga. Give it up. Give it up. Can we also point out this fact? We're going to also point out the fact that a lot of these clowns, as y'all put it, are living double lives. Not in the way that you think. I'm not talking about on the down low. I'm talking about living double lives as far as...
All right. Now we're going to talk about you, Sexy Red. And I'm going to ask you this. How many men have you imprisoned and or gotten killed? I always wondered if women like yourself actually keep count, or like, do y'all have like a ticker every time y'all do some Ayana cousin shit? Or do you just not care and it's just like, oh, okay, that's another one. Where's the next nigga that I'm going to get in prison off of some crap? How many? Did you count? Did you actually count and say, okay, I have gotten somebody else killed? Because here, let me show y'all something. See if I can find it. Hold on, I'll get to the super chat in a second. All right. Okay, I can't find it now. But you was in her super chat saying, oh, 100%, this, and this. You was just in there, big upping her whole rhetoric and her whole talking thing. Now you are here in my shit trying to get me to talk shit about her. And then you're going to be in fantastic shit later when he's talking shit to the chick that you was siding with just on this show yesterday. I was in her chat. I know I seen your ass there. My point is you go from place to place stirring shit up while smiling in the face of the people whose shit you stirring. Chronically. That's why I ask you, how many niggas did you get killed? I thought you was a real red pill. I bet you I thought you was a real Crip. How you gonna let him throw a cigarette bud in the neighborhood that you used to live in? I thought you was a real Crip. So you got one killed and one went to jail over that shit, huh? How many? How many niggas did you get killed? Anyway.
A YouTube persona in real life.
You think I do this in real life? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think that you did it. I think that you did it in commonplace. You see, I know you. I see your soul. Okay. Now let's talk about me, right? It's like 16, met this chick, right? And this chick had a pattern of behavior. Actually, I'm not even going to talk about that one. I'm going to talk about another one that I met around the same time. Met another chick, right? And she went to school with me, but she transferred there, and then she transferred. I don't know why she transferred so often, right? Every now and again, a chick would get with a dude and then have another dude call to check them just to see how they'll react. Not knowing that this sometimes begin a process that get niggas deleted. And this is a funny story, right? So this one dude that called me, on that stuff, and this is before I've come to the conclusion that this is just something chicks do. They have somebody call with a deep voice talking tough and crap like that. So this one dude called, and then I recognized the voice. I was in high school. I recognized the voice. I was like, I'm not gonna say his name. I'm just call him like OW. And I was like, hey, OW, is that you? He's like, oh shit, this GC. I was like, yeah, what the fuck? He was like, oh man, my bad. I was just my cousin had me do this shit. I was like, oh, that's your cousin. I was like, yeah, I met her in school and stuff. And it was a trip. I was like, that's what these chicks actually do. They just have people start shit. They do that shit chronically. I seen a show called Pimpin' Shorty, right? I don't know if you could still find it, but basically it's about this pimp that was like on some hustle and flow shit, right? And this dude was pimping what had to be the ugliest bitch I ever seen, right? And but that's his job to take them all in. It's a yield thing with him. It's a money thing. So she comes into this man's life and to allow herself to be pimped by this dude. and she's and then her uncles, tell me if y'all seen this show, because I think it's called Pimpin' Shorty, but her uncles and father and stuff was going to come and rescue her, and all the time the pimp is calling his boys for protection, and she's telling him what they're going to do, what her uncle and father is going to do. She's like, yeah, they're going to post up on this corner, and they're going to post up on this corner, and then they're going to murder. I was like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? You know, like, who do you want to win in this situation? You just want to see guns fight. This is a video game to you. And by you, I mean you, Sexy Red. So yes. Oh, you think you think I did this in real life? Yes, I do. Okay, so you've seen it too. Yes, I know that mentality exists. I do know that jailbait chicks exist. That the 17-year-olds that make themselves up to look 27, exist. I do know that chicks exist just to fuck somebody's life up. Forget that they fucked somebody's life up and then move on. Yes. Yes. So when you say stuff like, I thought she was you instigating shit. I know it's entertaining. I know it's entertainment because I'm an entertaining person. But the fact that you find entertainment from people fucking with each other really bleeds into how you think real life is. You see, entertainment is if you see somebody playing the dozens or some, and you just sit there like, somebody playing the dozen, like, oh, you gonna let them talk about your mama like that? Your mama? And then one dude, gets knocked out, and the other dude go to prison, and you're like, now that's entertainment. This is what you find entertainment. That's you. That's why I ask you, and you still haven't answered, how many brothers have you gotten killed or deleted?
A lot of these niggas are the most bossed up niggas in the universe on YouTube. A lot of these niggas are the most gamed up niggas in the universe on YouTube. But in all actuality, these niggas are bums, bum ass niggas. Again, with the most critique, the most to say, and they ain't doing half the shit they telling y'all to do. Talking about what they would not do. And behind the scenes, nigga, the first one in the damn inbox, if you want to be real. Just pathetic. Talking the most shit. Cause me, I got me a bunch of bad bitches, you know what I'm saying? Where? Shouldn't you be tending to your bad bitches, nigga?
Okay. I didn't see the video. I didn't see the whole thing. Like I said, I skimmed through it. I don't think that that's fantastic. I think that this is a bit of straw manning because I never known him to pussy brag. And I never really known him to put a premium on looks. So I'm not going to say right or wrong. I am going to say it doesn't sound like him. Okay, here's what I mean by put a premium on looks. We all know that Fantastic and I have very, 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 very different taste in women. I appreciate qualities that are less common in women than him. And that's what I mean by that. So derive what you want from that statement. Okay, we're going to talk about this. He said he do like light-skinned though. Yes, I am the person that wrote the light-skinned song. Doesn't mean I have a fetish or a thing for light-skinned women. I did that because I was sick of dark-skinned chicks trying to shame me into their pussy. I am. I'm sick of crap like that. You don't dictate what I dictate. I likes what I want, and ain't shit you can do about it. But the color of a woman's skin is about as important to me as the color of the next car I buy. So it's not that big a deal. And that's something that I noticed when I first interacted with Southern dudes. Southern dudes put a ridiculous premium on skin complexion that I just don't get or understand. And Fantastic does. He is a Southern dude. So, like I say, we have different tastes. But no, what I was talking about when the things that are more rare, I'm talking about fat. Fantastic like them bigger than I do. A lot bigger. A lot bigger. So that's what I mean when I said different standard. So for her to say that, he's talking about he gets the baddest, he has a different definition of bad than myself and your husband. So I don't think he's saying that. Somebody said Southern dudes would delete you over a red bone. I did not know what a red bone was until college. And even then it took me a while to understand it. Like, cause y'all got like 12 different varieties of light skin. We just call them light skin. And y'all definition of light skin is different. Like, cause for us, a chick would have to be almost mulatto to be considered light skinned. So it was very weird that y'all did that. That y'all did that. I thought it was. I was like, okay, these dudes are different as fuck. Like, the fuck is a red bone?
You on YouTube 24 hours a day, 35 days a week, nigga. Like, let's make this make sense. Uh-oh. Shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. Hold on. Oh, big shout out to Sam. Hold on. I'm gonna get to y'all in a second. Like, I gotta point this out as well, because y'all doing too much in this aspect as well. A lot of y'all lying. Y'all know y'all big lying. You don't even cam up, nigga, because you know you ain't living out what you talk about.
Okay, I'm lost with this one. Because Fantastic do cam up. So I don't know where she was going with this, but let's watch.
A lot of y'all are this.
Yeah, because I'm a real nigga. And when it come to my bitches, we don't play that shit. Let me give my brothers the real game. That DNiekaMarieDOPEDISCUSSIONS, bitch, sex the Goddis, bitch. We don't play that shit. If that was my bitch, she would not be online. She'll be making me motherfucking toasted strudels, nigga. That bitch be making me motherfucking pizza rolls. You know what I'm saying? If that was my bitch, as if you could ever get a bitch that even looks like the blinking avatar on your screen, nigga. With my basic, below average looking ass, let y'all say it. You know what I'm saying? But
Okay. I think Fantastic did say something about her looks. And I'm going to critique Fantastic on that in a moment. I think he did say something about her looks. Like I said, Fantastic and I have completely different tastes when it comes to women. Completely different. I mean, I guess we both can appreciate a light-skinned chick, but I appreciate a light-skinned chick with a nice body. And I appreciate a dark-skinned chick with a nice body more than I appreciate a light-skinned chick that's shaped like the pooh emoji. Like, so we definitely put premiums on different things. I don't know if he thinks Danika is attractive or not. It really shouldn't matter for the context of this conversation, but we're gonna explore that. We're definitely gonna explore that. After this, I'm gonna move forward to the part where 6 comes on, and then I'll go to Fantastics. So.
you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem. Y'all niggas, y'all really don't understand how to run a bitch. But I'm a school y'all because you know what I'm saying? I'm a real nigga. Let me school y'all. How, nigga? Teachers show and prove. Leaders lead. Again, showing and proving. Nigga, you're just blinking. Your avatar is just blinking, nigga. How do we know? How do we know, sir? Mr. Blinks? Hey, y'all, Mr. Blinks? How do we know? You see, it's easy to talk all this shit while you blinking. Okay? But, I mean, when it comes to the reality that you actually live out, nigga, stop the cap. And that's what be sending me, like, on YouTube, you was swerping down all that. These the realest nigga ever. They got the baddest bitches. They got the most money.
So somebody says she's holding extra weight. Okay, that's something that you said. Yeah, that's something that you said. I like her shape. I'll put it like that. I'll just leave it there.
You know, these niggas just blinking. Blinking and sinking, nigga. Just blinking and sinking. Sinking in life. Going to the bottom of the damn. Just at the bottom. Blinking and sinking. Talking about what they thinking and shit. Nigga, go sit your ass down. Talking all that shit from your mama's food time. Nigga, go sit your ass down. It's not what your wife wouldn't do. Nigga, a bitch will be a fool to marry you. Of course your wife wouldn't do it. You could never get one, nigga. Go sit your ass down. Did you print out your mama's coffee pot that you used this morning? Because your mama been on your head about that. Did you? Okay, well, get your blinking ass off the screen.
Okay, so she's strawmanning now, but she's upset. So, she's this is going to happen. I don't really hold this too much against her.
Go to the damn kitchen, clean out them damn coffee cups and shit. Your mama tired. Just getting on my motherfucking nerves. Whoopsie.
Okay, you can't see it because my handsome chess pieces are in front of it, but that's 6 to Goddis. She's saying, or they're married to a woman they don't really want to be with. Okay. And this is a thing that I don't like about 6. Because, and we're going to get into that because Six is going to call in on Danika's show. We're going to get into that. But for her to understand that a lot of men are in relationships that they don't want to be in, and then promote Black love, which is a catalyst for creating such relationships, don't really hit right with me. Because, okay, let's just play this out from the beginning. Imagine a person saying, you know, Black love, you need to get with this Black woman, Black love, you need to love a Black woman, Black love, Black women and men get together. And then when a Black man and woman get together, like, ha, 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 you with a woman you don't want to be with. Like, what the fuck was that? It's stuff like that that really gets under my skin.
Six, is this the reason why a lot of them don't show their women? I mean, hold on. Six, is this the reason why they're so fixated on us? Because maybe we're the woman that they want. You know what I mean? Again, I just feel like it's a lot of projection in this motherfucker. You know, I should drop the link for my good sis. Yeah, Six in the building. Shout out to Six. I don't know if she's busy though. Six, let me text me if you want to come up and I'll bring you up. I know you be busy and shit. But
all right, I'm gonna skip ahead because there's just one thing I want to cover before I did, but it could be all day before we get to that. So let me see. It's a super chat. All right, here we go.
better than y'all. That's why. It's not because niggas are simps. It's because we better than y'all. Now sit the fuck down and eat your food. Shout out to O'Shea. I appreciate it. It says, keep roasting them, and I'm going to continue to grip while supporting. Man, that shit crazy, OJ. That shit is crazy.
Slimeball ass nigga. Slimeball ass nigga. So, y'all know how I felt about O'Shea, you know, instigating this pearly thing, you know, shitting on the manosphere, while denouncing he's in the manosphere, but later he's going to say, I'm the founding father of the manosphere. So, you know, listen to me about the manosphere, but I'm going to shit on it again. Like, you know, y'all know how I feel about him on that. So now this dude is saying, keep roasting them. And I'm going to continue to grift while supporting you. Dude. Keep roasting them. By them, you're talking about Mr. Fantastic. You know, that guy that made you possibly hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, little bit of history for those of you who are new to this space. O'Shea Duke Jackson used to have something called the Sunday Rumble. The Sunday Rumble consisted of Mr. Fantastic, who was very, very, very new to this space, and somebody else, going back and forth for hours while the super chats kept flowing in and O'Shea getting paid. And this went on for over a year. You know, Mr. Fantastic made, you know, made him money. Made him money. And now he's just saying, keep roasting them. It's like, damn. Which really is him continuing to attempt to profit from like the Sunday Rumble type thing, you know, instigating the back and forth. Like I was saying, Sexy Red was doing. And maybe she was, maybe she wasn't. Who cares? But nevertheless, this is more of that slime ball shit. I'm not saying it was. No, trust me. The Sunday Rumble was entertainment. But let's be clear. Fantastic made that. He made that entertainment. So for you to just hop on, Danika, like, hey, roast that nigga. Like, whoa. You don't have any sense of fucking. Well, anyway. Enough of that. Let's take a look at 6 when she gets on.
Move, but we gonna make it work, honey. Period. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. We good. But yeah, Danika, the thing is this. Most men, and I say this all the time, I don't know why people think that all men want to be with a bad woman. Like, they don't. Okay, there are a lot of men who cannot handle the idea of having a woman so attractive where there will always be other men looking to encroach upon her. Everywhere she goes, men are going to turn their head. They're going to look. They're going to want to shoot their shot. A lot of men have done one or two things. Either they don't fuck so many other niggas bitches to where now in their mind, a woman can't possibly be faithful. Like, that's why they need to stop fucking other niggas' wives, because they don't understand that it messes up them and give them trust issues. So number one,
Okay. What she said is true. A lot of men, as I said before, they do have problems being comfortable with attractive women. That's just something that we as a culture, when I'm talking about Black culture, that has a dearth of attractive women. And Black women, if the ones of you who are listening, I think this on some levels. You know that there is an obesity rate of like 53%, and there's a overweight rate of like 80%. So you're not going to find much beauty in that. It's a lot of lost potential in the Black community, a lot. As far as, I'm pretty sure if you suck the air out of a lot of these fat ass bitches, there's probably an attractive woman underneath, but it's not, and it's just fat. So I don't doubt, especially younger dudes, I don't doubt that there is a lot of inexperience in dealing with attractive women amongst Black men. I don't doubt that at all. The reasoning that she came up with is completely absurd. Like, and this really says something about the mindset of 6 that I would like to see changed. And trust me, I'm not here to thump on her, because this is about the beef between Fantastic and Danika. But and that is, y'all need to stop sleeping with other men's wives. For one, it's just like making up a straw man of this Johnny Appleseed nigga that go from wife to wife fucking. And then another thing is, you're not really, you're telling the men what to do, and you should be telling what the women not to be cheating ass bitches. Just saying.
either if they do actually sleep with women and get pussy, they don't fuck so many other niggas bitches that the mere thought of someone fucking their bitch makes them lose sleep at night. And then the second thing is that they just weak. That's why some men like women who are, regular or unattractive, because that means that she's not going to bring you any threat. You see what I'm saying? So when they see,
now what she's saying is true there. I don't know if that's the case with Mr. Fantastic. I do know that his taste in women is a lot different than mine. I'm not sure if that's due to the geographical purposes. Even though I do suspect that a lot of Southern niggas are just like that. But I do think that there is a lot of truth in what she was just saying there.
Your bitch is fat or ugly, when she leave the house, niggas are not trying to get with her. She's gonna be able to go about her day without any man being like, hey, or how you doing, or can I get your number? They're not gonna do that. So some men, that's comforting for them. And that's why I'm like, the way Eric moved with you, that is beyond them. They can't even comprehend that level of security. In their mind, all women are hoes, all women are for the streets, all women are sluts. That's how they feel.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when they see Eric being so secure in his manhood as your husband, that's why it makes them want to attack him. They're not even attacking him as a man. They're attacking his demeanor. They're attacking his security, his stability. They wish that they could be that stable in themselves. One nigga look at they bitch and they crumble. Okay? They bitch go out looking good. They sick. And then they'll also start to resent the woman because they just assume that when
Okay, so she's not talking about Fantastic. At least I don't think. She's talking about whoever was in Eric's inbox. Well, actually, she might be talking about Fantastic because Fantastic has something to say about her husband and how he would have did. I don't know. I don't know exactly what he said, but I talked to him in the chat room earlier this morning, and something was said. I just can't find the timestamp.
when she gets attention, she can't say no. So it also speaks on the fact that your husband is faithful to you, because only people that cheat always think somebody else is cheating, or if they look good, they're going to cheat. But it's amazing how when you're faithful in your relationship and faithful in your marriage, nobody is side-eyeing the other person like, oh, I know you're going to do some bullshit. No, it's not that way. And it's disrespectful as fuck. It's crazy to me how niggas out here mad because people are talking about their wife.
Okay. What she's advocating is that men let their guard down. I don't agree with that at all, of course. Yeah, I don't agree with men letting their guard down. I do feel that a man should not really try to interfere in others' relationships unless he has proof. And I'll leave it at that.
But then they on here throwing shots at your husband. It's the hypocrisy for me.
It's been so much hypocrisy, Six. So much hypocrisy.
So much.
It's simping if you do it for them, but not for me. Don't have female leadership, but follow Pearly. It's just so much hypocrisy, and it's pathetic. And a lot of people are exposing their character. A lot of them are just not solid. That's why I'm saying like a lot of people do not live out what they talk about. The moment that something presents itself and it looks like a good opportunity, you're gonna throw all your integrity, all your values, all your morals out the window. Think I can't rock with you. You know what I mean? Like it's so much, Six, that has been exposed, and a lot of niggas out here doing way too much. And then for them to even be hitting my husband up, like y'all don't understand how bitch made that is. Like Six, they were really trying to get me not to fuck with you.
That's crazy. And you
like they invited my husband. I sent you the screenshot.
You had to send it to me because I honestly did not believe you. I was like, Danika is delusional at this point. She hallucinating. I could not believe that niggas really picture that. A nigga saw me, saw you, picked up their phone, found your husband's social media account, went to him and inboxed him, and that was a good little paragraph.
It was.
And then do you see how your husband responded? That nigga didn't explain shit. He didn't go back and forth. That nigga say, shut the fuck up, and laugh at the nigga. Like, you niggas are, if half of you niggas, if you got around real niggas.
Okay. Danika did not talk to and about men like this, or really at all, prior to this whole D6 thing. So 6 is definitely about checking men. Danika is definitely, historically, has been about checking women. Exactly. So there's this real niggas comment there. She's defining masculinity, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Telling men what they should do, how they should conduct themselves, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Prior to this, even when Danika may have thought it, that wasn't really her style. I mean, yeah, she would say stuff like, y'all need to avoid these type of women. Granted that, but that's pretty obvious. She was not defining masculinity to her benefit. That's what, and trust me, like, this isn't me trying to create a wedge between Danika and 6 or anything like that. I simply just don't watch 6 for reasons like this. I'm not going to. I don't really need her guidance on how to be a real nigga. Because quite frankly, I don't want to be a nigga.
They'd be able to sense like that you weak. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm like, man, if somebody from your city and they saying they don't claim you, they don't know you, that's a big deal. If men are not accepted amongst real niggas, that tell you everything right there. My daddy told me that. My daddy say, don't ever deal with men who are by themselves. You need to see that who they are around and make sure that other men accept them. You know what I'm saying? So if niggas out here, the way these niggas moving, like real niggas would see the way they be like, man, if we showed half of these clips to real niggas who are not angry, who get pussy, who are actually attractive and women are actually sexually attracted to them, if we were to show this footage to them, they would be laughing. They'd be like, man, these clowns. And these clowns.
Yeah. Okay, so I see why Fantastic really went off on 6, and I didn't see it, but because I'm not 6, 6, and I didn't see it. I was skimming through, but he was talking. He did have a lot more to say about 6 and Anton than he did about Danika. If he said something about Danika, or the things that he said about Danika was very hard to find. But the stuff that he said about 6 was very easy to find. And now I really see why. So, yeah.
It's crazy. And then the people who have the most to say 6 could absolutely the fuck never.
Girl, never.
It's like, why are you even talking? And that's what I'm saying. YouTube has really emboldened a lot of, just corny, cringe ass niggas. Like, oh, I'm gonna be a blinking avatar and I'm gonna be the best version of what I think I could ever be on the YouTube streets. And what's crazy is you can have people behind them that believe it and follow behind it. Now, I'm grateful that it's not all of y'all or the majority, but it's people out here that actually believe what these blinking heads are saying. And it's just like, nigga, you don't even live out what you're talking about. So your opinion really does not even matter at this point. Like, real men need to come to the forefront because there's too many goofy ass niggas that's got the most to say trying to be the leaders. And you're not. You can't even lead your damn self.
Come on. That's crazy to me. Like, I don't understand that. The way that these niggas don't act it, I'm like, do you know what it says? A real man, when shit hit the fan and shit get real, a real man will throw himself to the fire.
So this is more of the stuff I don't like. Women defining masculinity as it benefits them. I really can't stand that.
He'll throw a real man will throw himself in front of everyone when shit get real. Never under any circumstance do real men throw women in front of himself to save himself, ever. So I don't need any more context for nothing else. The fact that I have seen so many of these niggas throw myself, you, and other Black women under the bus in order to save themselves, I'm done. I don't want nothing to do with you. I'm not responding to you. I'm not saying nothing else to you. You are the problem. You are the real threat to the community. And see, the problem is, like I said before, a lot of these niggas, their vitriol is not just with the women. It's with Black people in general. Because we see that people from their city, real niggas, OGs from their city are saying, no, that nigga ain't from here. He don't represent us. Fuck that. So these are men, like I said, who were never accepted amongst the real niggas in their community. They don't got robbed, spit on, laughed at, and looked at like a lame. So all
I wish y'all would have sent super chats for every time she said real nigga.
all the niggas around them got the girls that they really wanted, but they couldn't get. All the men around them don't beat them up, never accepted them. All the attractive women around them, they never ever gave them the time of day. So their vitriol is towards the men and the women.
Facts.
The way that I have seen these husbands conduct themselves this week, look at Chaotic. Chaotic is over there with sound bites on the internet, if he's even really married. He's over there with sound bites on the internet.
Okay, I'm probably stop it real soon. I'll let her say her piece about Chaotic, and then I'll move to Fantastic's video.
Saying that he was with 2 white women before, and that white women are heaven. And then says, you know, I married a Black woman, but the white women were heaven. Heaven? Do you know how heavy that word is? Nothing is better than heaven.
Nothing.
Heaven is the highest level of peace and happiness you can get. But I wish my husband would be in his little studio with that. Why Chaotic only got 1 suit? Chaotic got that same gray suit with that white. Somebody please buy Chaotic another suit. I just realized that, nigga, you got the same suit on all the time. But anyway, I would be sick if I'm sitting there and my husband is on the internet talking to a nigga talking about, yeah, I was with some white girls and they was heaven. I mean, I married 6, but for them white girls.
Right.
What?
That's disrespectful.
Do you know how sick I would be if my husband was up at 1 o'clock in the morning on a panel asking a big.
Actually, I am going to play a little bit more because there's she's going somewhere with this, and I want to cover that. I just remembered. All right.
A single woman, what color her panties is. So the problem is, whoever these bitches are they married to, y'all weak as fuck. Because it take a wife some time to come to your husband and check him. And
y'all heard it right. Y'all heard it right. It takes a wife some time to come to her husband and check him. Can't make this shit up.
say, hey, baby, listen, you starting to go off the deep end. You crashing out, you're losing friends, you're hurting people, you're disparaging people. Sometimes a woman got to check her husband. And sometimes you got to save your husband from himself. When you see your husband, that's embarrassing. When you see your husband crashing out, going off the deep end and getting ahead of himself, you as a woman need to sit him down privately and be like, listen, baby, I'm worried about you. Okay? I'm not kidding. I'm so serious.
I know.
You cannot just let your husband be out here crashing out like that. Check that nigga. Tell him. You got this nigga.
Yeah, so I am not subscribed to 6, but I am subscribed to D6. And yeah, this is This is what's being said right now.
About to get fucked up. Don't do that.
But see,
And they just sit back there and let these niggas go dumb and crash out like this.
But a lot of these guys are fake ass alphas. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are dealing with females that are, you know, very shy or timid, or I'm gonna go ahead and say it, weak.
Okay. This is a dark path. Because Danika right now is defining strength as a man would define strength. I don't find a woman who's shy or timid as weak. I would probably describe a man who possessed those qualities as having a weakness. But so yeah, we got to be careful not to do that. But I know she want to back up 6, but you're backing up some foolishness right now. And that is the over assertive real women's that you're talking about. You just don't really see it.
So the
that's
place where
weak.
they
That's weak.
to where they feel like, oh, I can't say anything, or you know, like no. Sometimes you have to pull your husband to the side, like, hey, baby, you know.
Yeah,
but a lot of these guys be like, oh no, I run my household. A bitch can't tell me shit, and so they probably have it structured as that.
But you see, it's not about what you're describing is something different than what 6 is describing, because what you're describing is counsel, and what she's describing is checking.
And set up to where their wife cannot, you know, politely correct them or check them or whatever the case may be.
That's sad. That's sad. But see, the problem is then your husband continue going off the deep end like this, and then some shit blow up, and we all know that whatever happened to the man affect the whole family. So,
right.
You know, that's some weak ass shit. You can't let your husband crash out. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's a artist named Toby Nwigwe, and they got a song called Fi-Fi, him and his wife. And his wife got a bar in the song where she say, I ain't Kim. And then he said, what that mean? And she said, Tope can't never go Kanye. Like, yeah, who the fuck let their husband just get on the internet talk about what color are your panties? You're a witch. You're under a spell. Like, there's no fucking way. There are certain times.
See, let their husband. Now, here's the irony. And this, I'm going to circle back to Fantastic, and then I'm going to end it. Here's the irony that's missed on both of them. 6 right now is saying that the wife should check the husband's behavior. If the husband is behaving online in a way that she don't see fit. But isn't that what Fantastic is doing? Aren't you accusing Fantastic of saying that the husband should get the wife in line? Just like 6 is saying the wife should get the husband in line? It's the same shit. It's the same shit. Like, I was watching this, I was like, wow, the irony is really lost on both of them. Danika is or no, my bad. 6 is saying the wife should check the husband if the husband is online asking about a woman's panties. And Fantastic is saying the husband should check the wife if for whatever reason. If she's online acting in an unbecoming way. It's the same mentality. It is. Like, I was just, all right, I'm going to do 30 more seconds of this.
Times where a wife needs to check her husband. Don't let your husband crash out like this in front of everybody. Sometimes, because men are carnal. So sometimes they need us to come in with our feminine energy and our emotional intelligence and say, baby, I'm seeing things you don't see. You going off the deep end, you getting ahead of yours. That's what we supposed to do. And say, hey, baby, don't do it in front of nobody. No one got to know y'all had this conversation. Go suck some dick, cook him some dinner. And when he's sitting there with his balls empty and his stomach full, rub his belly and say, hey, baby, I need to talk to you. I need to talk to you, baby. You know, lately, you've been going off the deep end.
She was actually rubbing the armrest while saying this. Okay, so enough of that. That was yeah. That was something. That was something. Okay. So all right, let's go to Fantastic's video. Then I'll open the thing up for a little bit. Oh crap. Okay. All right. Or it could go the other way. You know, she could be a positive influence, and he, you know, influences go both ways. All right, let me I will say this. 6 has a lot more enemies than Danika, a lot more, by a wide margin. Don't even compare. And Danika inherited a lot of stuff from 6. Yeah, let's say that. I don't know if the good outweighs the bad. Don't know, but I have noticed the bad. All right, let me look up Mr. Fantastics. And once again, y'all let me know if y'all have a timestamp for me on him. Because I only found like one part, and it's like, meh. And I noticed that in the title, when he's adding people, he's not adding 6.
And right quick, and let me tell y'all something. Let me give y'all some psych, some background psych. Because listen, I don't like talking about women. That's how you know I get them. Listen, get your recorders ready, get your pens ready. Listen, they're selfish opportunity. Because ain't no way in the world I do this old dumb shit for this nigga. This is dealing with emotion that they don't deal with. I appreciate shit.
Shout out to DJ Cadillac, man. Again, yeah. Listen, bro. Have like, man, y'all putting on these Muppet Baby bitches on. What the fuck is going on here, man?
Why are you saying Muppet Baby? Let's be honest, bro. Let's keep it a bean. B. Taylor gets smashed by a lot. Like, just off, like, ignore the fact that if you ignore the fact she got kids.
By who? Fozzie Bear?
No, not by Fozzie Bear. By your regular go to the gas station brother most of the time.
Who am I
That's
talking
a lot
to?
of people.
Who's that talking?
Is what it is.
What it is. That's you, brother.
Is what it is.
Yeah, fam.
Yeah, it
listen,
is, brother.
Brother. See, listen, brother. Any woman can get fucked, man. Again, brother. At one point in time,
That's of course.
So that's what I'm saying.
But you making it seem like she doing something good.
Yeah.
No, I ain't trying to make it like she doing something good. I'm saying that brother's cool with the bare minimum. That's what I'm saying.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though.
I agree with that. Brothers do. Well, I already said that, so I won't get into it.
The problem, though.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah, but you gotta accept the fact that your train of thought, like even my train of thought, is a rarity. Like, it's more than likely it's gonna be that. Like, just had a homeboy over. Homeboy told me how much he destroyed his own life based behind cheating and whatnot. But you know what? He still said, "I'm gonna go do that anyway." Like, I mean, like it really comes down to just accepting that you want to. You get what I'm saying?
I'm looking, and this is what I'm saying, right? So check this out, right? So this woman has 48K subs, and B Taylor, I'm guessing, is a direct product of the Peef network, Anton network, correct? Is that a safe? 48K on live, okay? Oh no, relationship shit, and somehow she did the whole what's the name thing. So she has gone down from whatever she was doing 2 and 3 years ago, right, to now at I imagine her highest thing, and 2 months ago, 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 4 months ago. So she hasn't gone live in a minute, but her having these things, man, or whatever, and it's looking like her views aren't what they used to be. Okay,
Have you ever given consideration to the fact that she is working the chicken circuit? And like a lot of us know what the chicken circuit is, the church circuit. And he knew his audience. But that's what makes the whole manosphere thing interesting, because us having a conversation ain't about specifically talking to somebody who already done fucked their life up.
Shout out to T Lee's brother. So no, she was on Cruise Season before that. She's a director. Okay, cool. So thank you for the history, brother. I really don't know. But that's what I'm saying, man. None of these women are too spectacular, man, when it comes to the looks departments. And the main point, they can't even make these claims that the Sister Goddis and DNiekaMarie were trying to make, that y'all niggas wanted this, y'all niggas wanted that. You're there to be the female opposition or the feminist talking points or whatever to whatever the men have going on. This Yanni chick, bro, but again though, is here just to like embarrass and cut fucking Anton down. Why? Because like you said, it's blood in the water. 6 motherfucking, cut the nigga on his fucking Achilles tendon, nigga. Okay.
Yeah.
But Yanni been that way though. Yanni been that way. I don't even understand how he fell for that. Like I seen her when during the whole COVID period, when it was just like she would talk about y'all, and I thought that was wild. But it was like you ain't even got.
I think that's it. I think that was all I could find where Fantastic say these chicks aren't really hitting on nothing. I think that was really the closest. Well, he might have said something about Danika directly, but
kids are done wrong. Like why you mad?
Because he say you can change a woman.
Israel Adesanya won. He won the belt back. Appreciate you, DJ Cadillac, for that update, brother.
I'm a fan of it.
So Lindora Lynn, no, don't try to underplay these women and grade them down to just hood fine all because they're black women. No, that's really
ain't
what
nobody
they're
doing that.
rating. Yeah. Again, I don't. B Taylor's not that cute to me. Courtney Michelle.
Yanni a suburban ratchet.
Courtney Michelle is nothing spectacular. The cutest chick I've seen is the precious chick to me.
Danika fine.
I don't know who the hell the precious chick is.
I just want them to be.
Who's the precious chick? Who are you talking about? Who's the precious chick?
Danika fine though.
Danika married, brother.
Can we agree on that though?
But Danika's married, so I mean, she's not even technically she's not even on the thing. But I mean,
I get it, respect, but
when you
okay, so yeah, I mean, and once again, like I just kind of skimmed through it.
Everything that we still, me and you had a conversation.
No more.
And I didn't find where he really
B Taylor. B Taylor will say that she had
any majorly egregious stuff.
Yes, Rumpelstiltskin's name.
About,
okay, so they can be mother.
I mean, really, he was going off on Anton
the next day on a Millionaire Morning Show.
So
you don't know how
I have to say,
make no mistake. Let me. I was the first nigga. No cap.
Girl, what about man? He lost anything.
As it pertains to Fantastic, because according to this, he went out of his way to not talk about your looks at all, in a negative or a positive, because you're a married woman. And this is all I could find. There could be something in here that's hidden where he just went off. So, but from what I've seen now, this may be an overreaction on your part, Danika, combined with a protection, because he did go in on 6 heavily. So it could be that you're being protective of 6, and which, as a friend, I guess it's your duty to do, but in doing so, you're shooting at your audience. So be careful. That's all I'm gonna say on that. So I'm gonna put the link out there. And see, and if nobody comes up, I'll just go and watch Bernard's. So here. Oh, put it here. All right. Okay, so there's a link that says politics on here is real, super muddy. Most women on here, I feel they are chameleons, and the women I do like, y'all say are messy. I listen to the men, but most of y'all have a plight with Black women. Okay. Elaborate. Nah, I give her higher than, I'm not gonna give her a number, but the number I'd give her is higher than 5.7. Once again, in addition to her generally having a lot of things that men like, you know, small waist, and big tits and full ass. In addition to her having those qualities, she also, which is generally adored by men, she also has individual qualities that's unique to what I like physically in a woman, and that is almond eyes and full lips. A lot of guys don't appreciate those type of features. Some guys like the Asian-y eyes and stuff like that, but and some guys like the thinner lips. I don't. So, which is probably why I would give her a higher rating than you and many of the other guys. So I'm not going to put a number to it, but I will say that it's greater than 5.7 in my opinion. Bobby, what's going on?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, I'm on my phone, so sorry if there's feedback. But yeah, I mean, I've only really seen bits and pieces of all this stuff, mainly like your reactions and whatnot. But from what I've gathered, to me, this is silly. These women shouldn't be checking men on how to run their channels, in my opinion. I'm not saying that you know, they can't have opinions or they gotta agree with how these guys are operating, but they don't like it, don't watch. And if the women who go on these panels don't like the way these men are speaking to them, don't go on their panels. This rhetoric has been going on since the days of, you know, Kevin Samuels and his profile or platform, excuse me, when people were mad at him and how he operated his channel. And he would say all the time, I'm not forcing these women to come on my channel. I'm going to run my channel the way I want to run it. And I respect that. You know, there's guys in this space since this whole, you know, situation has been going on with Pearl that I've unsubscribed to. I didn't jump on and try to check them and tell them I don't run their channel. I just unsubscribed and stopped watching them. These guys are gonna operate their channels the way and conduct their panels the way that they want to. So I don't understand why these women who really, this space is not for them, they're guests at best. I don't understand why women like that Yanni chick or whatever is trying to check guys like Anton and all this stuff. Like this does nothing to really do with them. If they don't like it, once again, just don't watch. Like that's really all I got.
Agreed. So what we have here is a situation where there's a lot of people that I don't watch coming at and interacting with people that I do watch, and they are in my purview. You know, like and this isn't really anything against Anton, but I don't really watch him, or B Taylor or Yanni. You know, I don't really watch them. So, you know, had this not really affected Danika and Fantastic, who I do watch, you know, none of this would have happened. Like, I mean, I wouldn't be making a video on it. You're right. Like, I mean, so it's expanding, and you know, shots are being fired all over the place, and it's just ridiculous. Ever since this Pearl thing, even though this isn't related to the Pearl thing, this is something else fantastic. And I could tell by the video that he obviously is not a fan of Anton. That there's some history there. So he goes off on him and Anton and Six. And this is another thing, like, you know, when I say that a lot of negative interactions is coming from this D6 stuff that they're doing, and not on the Danika side, not on the D side of the D6, because, you know, Anton, and which I did see, because I do watch D6 primarily for the D, actually solely for the D. For Danika, not the
pause,
D. Pause. Yeah, pause. Exactly. I had to change that. But no, for Danika. So I was in the chat room while this was happening. Anton was saying, like, listen, you know, we're friends. You've been to my house, you have my number. If you feel a certain type of way, you should give me the courtesy of coming to me before you make it public. So he had a very rational argument. You know, he did. He had a very rational thing that he was saying, which I agreed with, but it was to Six. His problem was with Six. It had nothing to do with Danika, except that they share a channel. And subsequently, Fantastic addressed his interaction with Six. And now Danika and Fantastic, two people whose channel who I fucks with, you know, are going at it. This is a case of just the company. It's the company. Like, you know, she just found herself involved in Fantastic and Anton and Six. So she finds herself loosely connected to this, which became a stronger connection ever since she started saying niggas look like frogs and shit. So, you know, it's like, hey, come on now. I want people to pick their battles better. I really do.
No, yeah, I completely understand that. I mean, for me, I'm putting. Oh wait, what's up? Melody is joined. What's up?
Hi, what's going on?
But yeah, real quick, I'm putting D6 to the side. But as far as overall, what's been going on? Once again, I've just been seeing bits and pieces. I probably don't know the entire context or whatever. But to me, this is just a reflection on our community as a whole. And sorry if there's feedback, I'm driving, so my apologies. But this just shows, this is a reflection on our community as a whole, as far as interactions between Black men and Black women, like the way that they're trying to quote unquote check the men and all this tough stuff. Once again, I'm putting D6 to the side because the last stuff I've seen has been kind of outside of them as far as how these women are acting. It's just like, yo, once again, if you don't like it, why are you over here? It's like they come over here to, in a way, almost kind of colonize, which not to bring us back to the Pearly thing, but there is a reflection there. It's just really funny because a lot of people obviously have an issue with her essentially trying to colonize this whole, I guess, genre, if you will, right? And I'm not disagreeing with that notion, but it's really funny though. But then you have Black women trying to check Black men and tell them how to operate their own ship. Isn't that a form of colonization, essentially?
Well, it's something different. Are you saying colonization in the sense that you feel that women are colonizing the manosphere, or are you saying that women are saying that women should lead households and take power in marriage? So what type of colonization are you referring to?
I mean, I guess a mixture of both, but leaning more towards the marriage aspect that you were saying. Like, once again, like, you just look at the interactions that we've been seeing in this space. It's very similar to the Black community as a whole. And yeah, I guess the marriage aspect would be a better analogy than overall colonization, but maybe I guess trying to take over, for lack of a better term. But
well, yeah, there's definitely a power grab going on in relationships, particularly amongst Black women culture, that can't be ignored. You know, they definitely want to wear the pants in the family, so to speak. And if they don't get to wear the pants in the family, then they sooner just wear the pants in a single mother situation. So that is a real thing. I definitely agree with that. Right quick, let me just call this. Somebody said she betrayed Anton just like Danika betrayed Obsidian. Danika did not betray Obsidian. Obsidian is a snake ass nigga. Obsidian sold Danika out for a stronger relationship and connection with somebody with more subscribers.
Agreed.
You know, it's as simple as that. He's a snake nigga. I stopped fucking with him, you know, last July and stuff for snake stuff like that. So, you know, it's Danika did nothing to Obsidian, and Obsidian comes out with videos talking about, you know, when have Black women made me any money, even though Danika super chatted that dude regularly, you know, and bought his book, which is something I'm sure Pearl didn't do. So miss me with that. I mean, I'm not even gonna go in on Obsidian.
No, he's saying that she definitely betrayed him. She started talking about him when she could have contacted him. That's because he had that stream, and they started throwing all the women under the bus. You remember that? When they started throwing Crimson Cure, her, Six, all of the women who've been in this space, taken up for them from day one. They threw them under the bus for Pearly, a woman that they're just supporting, I believe, because she has over 1 million subscribers. But that's just my opinion.
No, it's a valid opinion.
Yeah,
yeah, you know, I mean, basically just going to the higher subscriber count, not really thinking things through. And he could have contacted her, you know, before he did the video. And here, I'll even bring up the title of that video, you know, to give some context to what's going on and as far as who shot first in this particular instance. So give me a moment.
Yeah, honestly, I was disgusted. That's what I came up here to talk about, the whole Pearly thing. That's what started this. Everybody was fine. You know, it was just like a little Black community of people speaking on Black issues, not only Black issues, but issues that had something to do with everybody, you know. But they were in a community, everybody was getting along. Well, the people that are going at it now, until Pearly came along. And then people had differences of opinions. And one thing I did not like is the fact that people were blaming the manosphere for her blowing up, because that's totally invalid. It's just a few people in the manosphere who were basically clout chasing.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say that I don't blame none of you guys for this, but it's probably like about 5 people I do blame.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut because I don't want to get in the drama.
Well, yeah, no, and it's wise not to get in the drama, definitely. And yeah, that was really the only thing I had to say about the Pearly thing incident. You know, so he did a video. So it wasn't money. He didn't put the money in the title, but he did say just Pearly things proves that Black women need to do better. And then he has a picture of Danika on that. So that is him shooting first. You know, just to be clear, let's see.
Exactly.
At Danika. So yeah, Bandit, yeah. He shot first. Point blank, period. You know, I mean, and really just Pearly things prove Black women need to do better. If he's talking about content creation, and this is very weird, but Obsidian is Obsidian. By that logic, Black men need to do better, or really you need to do better. Did you just say I was lying?
No. Well, why didn't Obsidian take up for her when he had that big stream talking about Pearly and everybody was coming at the women? They were supposed to be cool at that time. But he just was agreeing with everybody. He didn't take up for none of the women who've been in his space from day one, super chatting him and taking up for him and taking up for the men. He automatically started clout chasing Pearl.
So it's right here. So that's 12 days ago. Let me look for the video on Danika's side where that's more than 12 days ago. Where Obsidian did that, where she did that. Hold on. Danika fixed those jacked up teeth. As opposed to leaving them broken? Why did you say that just now? Like if you see something fixed, or if you see something broken, you fix it. Is that a bad thing?
That's like being fat and you lost weight and somebody's like, oh, you fixed that weight problem. Like, yeah.
I was going to say the same thing.
You gotta explain that one to me, King Problem. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, kudos to her for fixing her teeth. That was dope. So
yeah, that's a lose-lose if I ever heard one. Like, oh man, she got jacked up teeth and then she fixes them. It's like, oh, she fixed jacked up teeth. Yeah. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck was that?
Okay.
All right, let's see. Let's see. Nobody was scared of Pearly. Please stop. Was able to, let's see, uncomfortable. Yeah, there's nothing with like Obsidian's picture or anything on there. Maybe if you had a video with a timestamp or something, but I'm not seeing this whole who shot first thing. Or Danika shooting first. I don't see it. But that's just me. I'm not a fan of Obsidian, so there's that. But yeah, you had anything else you had to say, Melody or Bobby? I seen that you were in the thing, in the stream.
Who?
Or that you were in the chat room. My bad, Bobby.
Oh no, that was all I had to say.
Okay,
yeah,
go for it.
I was gonna say, I just think it's silly that Pearl stirred the whole space up like this. And I've seen a few people in the chat saying it's not because of Pearl. It definitely is.
Well, I think that this new thing is a new thing. I think that this new thing happened because was not Pearl related. Even though Danika may have had her guard up because of the Pearl shit and the Obsidian shit as it relates to Pearl. But this new thing was essentially Fantastic going at Anton and Six and Danika getting caught in the melee and she's shooting back at Fantastic.
Oh yeah, I don't know anything about Six. I don't even watch her content, so I can't comment on that.
Yeah, I don't really watch it either. I don't watch Six, but I do watch D6. And I could see what's going on. So it's a lot of guys feel that Six is a chameleon and Danika isn't. And a lot of this new friction is stemming from that. Guys are saying, and it may or may not be their place to say it. It's definitely not their place to say it to Danika's husband. But they're trying to warn her away and and stuff like that. So there's a lot. Basically, Danika's just getting caught in the middle of some stuff.
Yeah. But it's not fair that Danika has to choose between people. Like, imagine being in the middle and having to choose, and if you don't, you're getting caught up in a fire. Can you imagine that?
Agreed. That's why I stay out of it. I do. Like, you know, I stay, for the most part, I stay out of it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, because she shouldn't, you know. I mean, and really, until guys like really come out and say it, you know, with clear examples of why and how she's a chameleon and stuff like that, then it's probably just, you know, best to let it be.
I see what you mean.
That's my opinion. You know, and well, then again, if she is, and because Danika's been burned like more than once with her YouTube relationships. So yeah, so maybe the guys are just doing something to where they feel that they're protecting her from getting burned again or something like that. But but that goes back to what I was saying. You got to be absolutely sure before you start, you know, making accusations like that.
Yeah, I don't understand why people in the chat are saying the whole problem is Black women have a problem with the white chick. It's not always about jealousy. Just because you have criticism towards someone don't mean you're jealous. You know what I mean? Why? Why do anybody have to be jealous of her? Please tell me. Besides the fact, I mean, yeah, she got 1 million subs, but so what? She worked hard for them. So, you know, that has nothing to do with her subs. It has something to do with her inviting a white supremacist on her platform and speaking down on Black people. That's the problem. And everybody's like going over that problem when that's the real issue. No one's jealous. No one's mad. No. So please miss me with that.
Yeah, I think that that's just a shaming tactic. I mean, you know, I didn't hear you or Six or Danika or anybody really speaking against Pearl prior to, you know, her having the white supremacist on, you know.
If it was not, they saying if it was not jealousy, you wouldn't have a response. Yes, you would. You would, because you're Black and you don't like other races speaking down on your race. Like, that's just what it is. Maybe they were just offended. You know, why can't they just be offended? Why do it automatically have to go to being jealous?
Right quick, Melody. IBM, raise your hand if you want to be on camera. All right. All right. Yeah, I don't like to bring people up that didn't want to be on and they didn't know that they had the, you know, camera option on. But what's on your mind, brother?
Always cam up because this is me. I'm the same.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Yeah. But to Melanie, like I don't mean to like push back, but like men in this space, real men, we know what this was always about. Cause that is the pearly thing, and it's sad to me that we still talking about the nature of the thing. But Black women have wanted to tear her down just simply because who she was. Like that's out of the gate. And so what it does is it muddies the waters of whether or not, you know, is this, should I not like her for some particular reason, or should I not like her, you know, because of her content or what her stance is on positions? Like Black women ain't like her. When this thing came out, all they did was circle the wagons, rally the crew, and go to war. Like I've seen, like you don't have to do a long stroll through, you know, World Star Hip Hop to see a bunch of Black women fighting each other over nonsense. That's all they wanted to do. I think it was Tommy Sotomayor who said something like, she's hired more Black people than any other creator in the space. Like when we want to talk about putting real dollars and cents in people's hands, these are things that are not debatable. They're not up for discussion. They just aren't. And so how can I say, you know, oh, this person have an opinion, this person have an opinion? Well, she put her money where her mouth is. So
Can I just say this? You said she put money in black people's pockets. So does racist football owners. They hire black people because you know why? Black people play the best. You know, just like hiring black people for your production and editing team. You know that black people are gonna know. Black people, we're dysfunctional, so we know what people want to see. So by hiring black people and having black people on the platform, you know that's going to bring the crowd and the money, right? Or am I wrong?
But the bottom line is that puts money in the black community. White supremacists aren't gonna put money in the black community any way, shape, or form. So the argument is, do I not deal with an economist with a, you know, with an, yeah, do I not do business with business people that is gonna be to my advantage because they're a particular type of way? Listen, everybody ain't gonna like you. Everybody ain't nice, right? To the previous, you know, point you was making, like it's unfair that Danika has to make choices. Listen, life ain't fair. As black men, we gotta make choices, and the choices that you make, the people that you surround yourself with, are a reflection of who you are. It don't take too long to flip through any of these spaces where you hear people talking about, oh, you become the 5 people next to you. So if you got a chameleon in your circle, then what am I supposed to think you are?
Well, okay, by that logic, if you have a white supremacist in your circle, what should people think Pearl is?
Good point.
She hold on. Ain't nobody. She did a video with him. That was a business transaction. Again, people bought Volkswagens. I saw a Jewish girl driving a Volkswagen. It was just weird to me. You know, those were Hitler mobiles. Do you not do business that's going to be good for your community because the person is on the other side? So drawing this, framing business as some sort of innate approval of the person's positions on different positions is crazy. Even, I mean, so when Michael Jordan was asked why doesn't he take a stand in the 90s about, you know, these kids getting shoes, he said, I gotta sell shoes. And to be honest with you, like, I understand Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's position, and I understand Jordan's position. That's just it is what it is. And but I'm also glad that later on in his career and now going forward, Jordan has been more forceful and a voice for our community. One of the things we got to know and understand, listen, money in this country, money is speech. So if you ain't got it, all your words fall on deaf ears. So we got to get it some kind of way. And what better way than to take it out of the pockets of the people who would use it against you?
Well, it depends on if you are an instrument in them using it against you. And I think that is okay. Once again, I don't really have a problem with the people that work for her. And that's because they're using her as much as she's using them. So that's not really a concern of mine. Nevertheless, we do have to be careful of the people that we support. Are you familiar with a person by the name of Thomas Alexander Damas?
Yeah, I heard that name.
So you probably heard of his son who authored Three Musketeers and the Count of
Monte.
Yeah. The father, however, was a Haitian-born black man, of course, who started the military as a private because he was black, even though his father was a count and should have been started as an officer. He was exceptional and became a top-ranking general in Napoleon Bonaparte's army. Now, and he was really, in a very real way, a hero. He was very useful, and he was extraordinarily good at what he did. And not just as a leader of men, but as a man himself. He won countless duels and things like that. And so all this time he was fighting for Napoleon. He supported Napoleon, and he was getting money from Napoleon. And Napoleon fucked him over. And as we all know, is racist as hell. He began to implement policies, no black people in Paris. Literally, black people need to register as black and things like this. These are things that Napoleon was doing, and we all know what he did to the Sphinx in Egypt, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, he can say that. Oh, and by the way, the Count of Monte Cristo was about his father. Yeah. Except there was no hero. There was no revenge. He died not in the jail, but he died as a result of being poisoned in it. So you see, a racist can give black people money. Just because they're giving a black person money, that does not mean that they don't have a lot of fucked up stuff going on in their mind. Let's be clear. It doesn't absolve them of that, and it really shouldn't even be taken into a counterpoint. Now, actually, I'm not saying Pearl is racist. I'm not saying Pearl is racist. What I feel about Pearl, and what I do know about Pearl, is that she's not as repulsed by racists or white supremacists as she should be. Go ahead. Listen, that's a slip. And this is the problem with the left right now. The left continues to put these purity tests on people. Listen, I don't need you. If we continue to put these purity tests on people, people are just going to say, you know what? I fail. I'm good, and walk away. That is the issue. I get that. Listen, right quick. It's not about politics. It's not about left or right or anything like that. No. Listen to me good, because I'm about to give an example. All right. So, do you dislike people? Do you dislike grown men that like little boys? Yeah. I mean, that ain't. Yeah. You downright. Well, right quick. You downright hate them, don't you? Yeah. Now, say you had a show, right? And on this show was a member of the organization NAMBLA, right? No. Yeah. The North American Marlon Brando Association? The only way I know it is I seen it on South Park. So I seen it on South Park. I didn't know it was a real thing, and the fact that it's a thing is disgusting, right? But say you had somebody like that on your show, right? Mm-hmm. And they come onto the show, and you were to say, you Maverick were to say, hey, this is a member of NAMBLA. Go ahead and if you want to reach this person and you're a man that's interested in boys, then his website is this, his email address is this, and you could contact him that way. Yes, you see that look on your face? That is the look of pure disgust, because you would be promoting something that's disgusting. Now, that is exactly what Pearl did with Nick. However, she wasn't disgusted by him. She basically said, this is Nick. This is his website. If you're interested in what he has to sell, this is where you go to find the stuff that he has to sell. So,
one thing, GC, and she said he's not a racist. She said that. I mean,
but that aside, follow me for a second. So no matter
hold on, let him finish.
So no matter what, she's not against it the same way we are against NAMBLA. So that's all I'm saying about her. I do not feel comfortable with a white person that's not repulsed by it the way that I am repulsed by NAMBLA. Just like I'm not with a person who would say that about NAMBLA. I wouldn't.
No, that's that NAMBLA is what it is. I mean, as an organization, is weird. The question becomes when we talk
weird organization.
No. Listen, it in this country. You have to draw a line, and anybody who's in the law enforcement or the legal system knows and understands it. When you talk about how a thing is going to be done or how it's going to go forward, you go from how the principle of it, and that's the thing. Okay, so we're talking about the principle or the manifestation of it. If now we've clearly had some NAMBLA individuals in the Boy Scouts of America and in the Catholic Church. The concept of it repulses me personally, but to sit up here, I love physics. I love physics and I love math. But I know if I sit down here and talk to most people, their eyes is gonna glaze over, and they're gonna be like, yeah, when can we talk about the next hot topic? To expect, and this is not my, you're making it about this particular issue. I don't expect everybody to like everything I like or engage with everything to the level and to the degree to which I do. I love jazz music. You play how many jazz stations on the radio? That's indicative of everybody don't like it and everybody not gonna like it to the extent that I do. They don't have the same. I don't expect everybody to have the same principles, morals, values, or just things that they care about. Like, I'm a single black man. Like a married Asian woman in South Central LA is gonna have different concerns, and we see this in the voting and everything. So this idea of trying to push people into a particular model of who they need to be, otherwise for us to live peaceably and engage and do business is not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Okay, yes, it does. See, here's the thing. It's a matter of personal disassociation. Pearl don't pay me to watch her stuff. Therefore, I don't. And now less so, because now I know that she is almost indifferent to racism. So let's be clear, for that is reason enough for me to disassociate myself with her. Just like, and it's reason enough for most people to disassociate themselves with her, and that's why they are. I mean,
why is everybody so outraged when people are going against what she said? I don't understand.
Listen, I'm not outraged by people, and people are not outraged. Here, I'll give it to you. For one, we are, again, as I said before about the politics analogy, we continue to set up these. One of the main arguments in the manosphere space is that women put up these criteria where there's an infinite number of bars you got to check, and if you don't check all of these bars, you can't come to my party. You're not fun. You don't. But how do you put together a coalition to win an election? How do you put together a coalition to move your ideas forward if everybody who don't check every box with a hard marker and circle it like it's, listen, if you so you take this one thing, but then you don't weigh it against all the other things that have been done. That is disingenuous, and that is actually not fair. Hold on. I don't know no leader of the Ku Klux Klan who ever hired a black folk. I don't know any black person. You can go to 4chans and see these people. They're not hiring black people. They're not. So to sit there and take this work, this body of work, and say, oh, just on this one clip that she did with this guy, that's a dangerous game to start playing. Because when we start looking in the closet, listen, I guarantee you, I'm a brother and I love sisters and I'm pro-black. I marched for Sandra Bland in the streets. I'm that guy. But if you look in my closet, everything in there, it ain't gonna be to your taste. Period.
Can I say this to you? This isn't the only thing that she did. It's a bunch of things leading up to this. She's obsessed with slavery. She laughs and talks about it all the time. If you go back in her previous videos, you'll see she's obsessed with Black people and slavery. And then when she was talking to the white supremacists, she was adding things in. He was talking about Jewish people. She started talking about blacks and slavery, as she always does, because she's obsessed.
All right, I'll let him respond. Then we'll move to Azriel because go for it.
No, I wasn't listening to you. I said you said you're gonna respond.
No, I was gonna let you respond because Melody was addressing you. So.
So again. You can add the anecdotes, but as I go back to the part, if we put this on the Libra scale, if we put it in balance against the work, against that, to me, as a logical person, I'm not gonna. Nobody wants to be judged, and this whole modern thing. Nobody wants to be judged on their worst day. Nobody wants to be judged on their worst 2 days. Nobody wants to be judged on their worst month. Put all of those together and put it against the body of work, and you have to look at the person as a whole. Like I don't see it as much. I don't see it that way. And weigh it against her body of work, I just don't see it that way. And so it's not people coming, but I am well aware, and I've been black for a long time. I know how sisters get about when a white girl come into the space and come and start telling them what they need to be doing better. They don't want to hear it. They rally the wagons. They want to fight, and that's what I see when I look at this.
It's not
That's
just
what I see.
It's brothers too. I see more men outraged than women in this space. So why are we always got to bring it to black women? There's people in the chat
more or less out.
Yeah, but there's people in the chat
not to cut
bringing
you-
up Cynthia G. You know what I mean? Cynthia G has nothing to do with this. When Cynthia G was doing things that she was doing, we also spoke on that. That's a whole different subject. We're talking about Pearl right now.
And let's weigh the two, right? So here's my thing, especially in terms of Cynthia G. We have to understand the motive behind why people do certain things. For example, Jason Black, and I'm gonna get back to the point with Jason Black in a moment, because people not need to understand the what of things, but the why, if that makes any sense, right? Cynthia G literally said, we should abort black male babies. Pearly said she feel as though slavery was embellished. One could argue that saying slavery is embellished can be more or less an ignorant standpoint, right? Because you can argue that. You can't argue killing people. You understand what I mean? You can argue a fact of historical context. You can't argue the killing of your own people. You understand what I mean?
I'm sorry. Can I just say this? White people were killing people during slavery. So
you're not understanding what I'm saying.
So we're talking about slave. We're talking about Pearly things and Cynthia G today.
Yeah,
I've heard worse things. I've heard worse things from divestors today than I've ever seen on Pearly things.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, and I think that y'all misunderstanding Melody.
Right.
It's not a matter of who's worse.
It is.
It's not.
No. I don't even think it's a matter of who's worse. It's a matter of context. Prime example.
No,
you watch that whole
Cynthia G's context doesn't really have anything to do with Pearls.
No.
Like if Melody don't want to mess with Pearl because she feels that her views aren't aligned with hers, then I don't see the problem with that. And I don't really think it has anything to do with her whiteness.
Let me say this: just
so y'all know, right quick. Years ago, right, maybe 2 years ago, Pearl was doing this like whitest girl on the internet thing, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have her on my channel. You know, I told Melody, in the back chat, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have Pearl on my channel, because I sent her an email, she agreed to come, but she backed out of it in the end. No problem. This is a white girl. This is, Melody had no problem with it. Her actions later, is something that she has a problem with, and Melody chooses not to fuck with her as a result of that. And it doesn't matter if Cynthia G exists or not, because you can say that, she's not as bad of a person as Cynthia G, and that's something that I could definitely agree with. But a person can say, I choose to disassociate myself with both of them.
That's what I did. I don't mess with either or. They're both disgusting. Well, I'm not going to say Pearl's disgusting. Cynthia G's disgusting. Pearl is I just don't like what she said. And I'm going to.
Can I say this? I gotta lay this foundation out. If you watch that Nick Fuentes interview, Nick Fuentes said, Stalin, they were talking about the Cold War and communism, right? And he would mention that Stalin was, I believe it's Jajorian. I don't know if it's Gregorian, but a Jajorian. Long story short, she said, oh, is he from America then? And she's like, I didn't know he was from America.
Yeah.
So, for somebody to say that, we got to understand the person is, and I don't mean to be disrespectful to her. Well, fuck
ignorant.
She's ignorant. For a person did not know that Stalin was not. There's a country called Georgia right below on the left-hand side of Ukraine. Is Georgia, Ukraine, and then Russia right above it. Right. She is unaware of geopolitical context. So what? How would I assume that she knows anything about slavery? It's like trying to explain to a hillbilly why Medicaid should be free.
And I said this before. I said this before when I was supposed to be not talking about Pearl ever again afterward. I simply said, like, you know, she's either complacent or dangerously stupid. I mean, but both are reasons for me to disassociate myself.
Agreed.
I agree.
No, and you're right for disagree.
Yeah,
but I just don't. I don't like the jihad that's going like
exactly
the energy that is going towards getting her out of there. We should have had up out of the paint. We should have had towards Cynthia G, and Cynthia G should have not. No. Cynthia G should have not been allowed to be on Fox Soul. We should have condemned her. We should have had a Nuremberg trial on Cynthia G. And this is what I'm saying. I don't. To me, Pearly is just a pawn in a bigger, grander scheme of things, right? Because if you have someone, if you're dealing with somebody said, I believe that Stalin, she probably thought Stalin was from Atlanta. No lie. Let's keep it honest. When I heard that, I was like, what? I love the Cold War. I'm a big history buff, Bay of Pigs, all that good stuff, JFK. Oh, I'm a big history buff. When I heard that, I was like, hold up. People going to war over someone that's uninformed like that, you might as well go to war for what Forrest Gump says. Like, she doesn't know it. She doesn't know anything.
Because let me address the issue of why we're talking about them both. Because both of these women are content creators who speak on Black male issues. And so I, as a consumer of content, I'm allowed to put them on right next to each other. Just like when I cut on my TV, CNN is on and Fox News Sports is on, and I get to weigh these things as I do. So when I see a Black woman, and as a matter of fact, when the Black woman does it, it's even more egregious because she can't play ignorant. She can't play ignorant. I've known whites. And this is I press the issue of we need to address issues of when these people try to whitewash the history of our country in textbooks and things of that nature. They're really all white people who grew up in the 90s, who grew up in who were taught, who were literally taught by people that they respected, and that the Civil War was a war of states' rights. And what do you see? These people aren't history scholars. These people haven't gone to college. They took what they were told, and that's what they're gonna give you, and that's all you get out of their face. Well, it was a war.
Why are we making excuses for her?
No, I'm not making.
I'm not making it. It's not an.
Can I just say this?
Let's go to H&M. Why?
Please, because I was trying to
talk about this chick too much.
I know, but let me just say this.
I agree.
I just want to say this. Why is everybody making excuses saying, oh, she's dumb, she's a ditz? She's a college-educated 26-year-old woman. She's not a little girl. She knows she likes to play dumb. So
I agree.
To make you think.
Do you think that makes her look good to know that she thought she?
Because then it's gonna turn to a back and forth.
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't like to argue, so I'm gonna say my piece and that's it. No, I'm saying that.
No, go ahead, Melanie. I'm sorry about that. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, she likes to play dumb so people can think, right? So people can think she don't know what she's saying and doing, but actually she does. And this is what a lot of, I hate to say this, it sounds bad, but this is what a lot of Caucasian, a lot of people, they do that. They like to play dumb and pretend they don't know, but they really do. But I get
say it with your chest, Melody. Say it with your chest. Say it
no,
with your chest.
I'm just saying people shouldn't be so outraged. I understand. And I'm not really outraged, but I'm just not messing with her. But I just don't like the fact that people are blaming it on Black women just because, this has nothing to do with Black women. Because like I said, I see more Black men outraged in this space. But no, like me as a Black woman, I kind of feel, like, whoa, like it's not a Black issue. It's more of a, she said something stupid and I'm not messing with her no more. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
I get it. H&M, what's on your mind? Let's move this subject.
All right, cool.
What's up? How y'all doing?
Good.
H&M, what's good, baby?
What's up, Mav? Melanie?
You got echo.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm in my car. My bad.
Okay, so you got it. Go ahead, H&M.
Yeah. Now, as far as pearly things is concerned, somebody said that, well, pearly things might just be ignorance of, our black culture or whatever. I don't know about that, because for her to say slavery was embellished, I think common sense will tell you slavery is nothing to be proud of. Just the term itself should send shivers down your spine. So who are you to say it was embellished back then? You put anybody, I don't care what race it is, put anybody in a slave position. It's not something to brag about, not something to be proud of. So I'm not going to say that was just ignorance on her part. I don't know why she said that. And she may be a college educated woman, but we learned a long time ago, college education don't mean a damn thing. You can have all the degrees, diplomas, PhDs in the world and still be ignorant of the world. I know people like that personally, so I can vouch for myself. I know people that graduated college, that graduate with 3 or 4 degrees, and they still act like a bunch of ignorant assholes. So education don't mean a damn thing out there, but that's just my take on it.
Let me ask you this. Would you say that in the totality of all things, do you think that in all the history books, all history is accurately true? Would you agree to that?
Of course not. The winner writes the history.
Exactly. So my thing is this: if she's gonna say embellishment, then the appropriate question to ask her is not, are you a racist or white supremacist? To ask her, what part of race of slavery did you think was embellished? That would have been I've been saying that for the last month. Simply just ask her, okay, what part do you think is embellished? It's simple. And if she can't give an answer, then either possibly she's racist or she's just dumb. Just to say, people, you don't know how many times, and this is the manosphere is about. We're about coming to logical conclusions based on the facts that are given. If you draw people out with their logic, use their logic against them. If she makes an asinine assertion like that, you question it or you reply with, okay, then explain to me what part of slavery do you think is embellished, and let them hang themselves.
Sometimes you just stop fucking with people, and there really isn't a question of it. If a man came up to me and said, hey, I don't think that women are in pain when they're in labor. I think that they're just making it up. I'd be like, okay, nigga, now I know to never talk to you again. So sometimes you just gotta do that. I mean, that's what I did with Pearl. It's as simple as that. It doesn't really require like an in-depth analysis. Like, no matter what goes on in a person's mind to lead them to certain conclusions, just like these flat earth people. I don't like nah, for real. I don't know if y'all some flat earth niggas on the panel, but
No, I'm good on that. Yeah, but it's funny. I know a lot of rich people that believe in flat earth. I know a lot of well-off people that believe in the flat earth theory.
Yeah, so they exist. Flat earth niggas do exist. I just like this. It's no reason to examine it. It's like, okay, you are either you have a severe phobia against society to where you feel everybody's lying against you, or you're stupid. Either way, it's somebody I just assumed disassociate myself with, and that's how I felt about Pearl. I mean, like I said, and it's not even a disassociate because I didn't really associate with her like that.
Right.
So it's just something.
I mean,
I think the reason why people like Melly, right quick, because I'm actually closing after this. I'll do final thoughts, but then I'm close after this.
Okay.
I think the reason why people like Melody are upset, and rightly so, is because in essence, a lot of people are accusing her of being racist or jealous or something like that. And as I said, that's not really the case for Melody, so, and we'll leave that there. We'll go IBM and then Azrael and then H&M.
Yeah. So to the point of, people, she's being college educated. I was college educated as well. I didn't take all the classes. So, I mean, that as an argument, she doesn't know everything. Like she learned whatever she studied for, and who knows what. Probably when she was an athlete, she probably went into sports management or something like that. Like she probably didn't go deep into antebellum, America. So that's to that point. And that's whether or not I deal with her content or anything like that. Listen, there's a what her actual personal stance and position and what she knows part of it, but then there's the part of you know, for her, this is a Facebook business. And she's made the point when, you know, talking to women about other issues about the pay gap and things of that nature. She's like, if it's just easier to get women, then why don't I just do that? So that there is a business aspect of this, you know, that I take the full everything and weigh it all together. I don't just take this thing, and that's what makes it look disingenuous from the sisterhood. That's what I won't say the sisterhood, because that's the other section. You see that separation of people. Black women in this space were looking for a reason to kick that white girl out. They didn't care. And this was before that. Black women were looking for a reason that we need to kick that white. They continue to badmouth black men. They continue to do all of these sorts of things. And to bringing it back to DNiekaMarie and Six, I've watched some of Six's content, and I ain't never messed with Six. And so birds of a feather flock together. So watch the company she keep. Watch the company you keep, and just be all skin folk ain't kin folk is something I live by. And you know, be careful out here. That's me.
Yeah, no worries. Who? When you say black women have always been, you know, attacking Pearl prior to this, who? Which black women? Okay, so
hold on. I mean, I want it because I don't want to be misquoted. And I want to be like this. I think Crimson had some content, because when she did her follow-up piece on after this thing came out, she even said that she had been speaking out about, you know, the melanatedly challenged one before this, right? And so that, like, one of the things I've been trying to get away from is following these women content and following more of the men content, because I know we need more support and things of that nature. And, you know, another content creator that he made the point that, you know, some of these guys are just, you know, ogling these women and, you know, putting money into their pockets or whatnot. But so I've been trying to follow more men creators. That's the only reason for that lag. It wasn't that I don't know any and I haven't seen any, and I know black women have been sisters in this space have gotten that at Pearl, have spoken on Pearl on multiple occasions. I think Danika spoke on Pearl, as a matter of fact.
Prior to this?
Yeah. I used to watch Danika.
I mean, I'm not gonna try to prove a negative, but I watched Danika and I don't know of that.
I've been watching Danika for a long time.
And you've heard her mention something about Pearl prior to this?
I mean, she got a large body of work. If you want to go comb through it. But yes.
All right. Azrael, your thoughts?
Somebody mentioned, you know, in the chat, like, and this is I'm gonna be very short with this. Jason Black expose or stream on Pearly was the best thing that happened to this space. Yet coincidentally, Tariq was on Andrew. I forgot his name. Andrew 21, the guy from No Jumper. He did an interview with him. And Andrew from 21 No Jumper did an interview with Nick Fuentes. You notice how Jason Black never said anything about that? I want people to understand this is all about look at the person's intent and the motive. Yes, what Pearly did was wrong. Or what she said was stupid. However, look at the motive behind why someone did something, especially 2 weeks after Kevin died, right? After Kevin's birthday. This is about divide and conquer. And with that being said, everyone enjoy your day.
All right, peace. All right, take us home, H&M.
Yeah, I just want to say, to me, it doesn't matter if it's a male content creator or a female content creator, because to me, anybody that can call out men and women for their fuckery has got my respect. Because let's face it, the world is the way it is, not just because of women, not because of men, but because both of us. And I usually follow the people who call out the fuckery on both sides. DNiekaMarie does it. A bunch of other male content creators, you do it yourself. You call out men and women. You tell men what they need to do to get better, what women need to do to get better. So those are the ones I tend to follow and tend to pay the most attention to. We can go on and on about what men need to do, but no one's going to talk about what women need to do. So anyone that can call out on both sides, well, they've got my interest and they got my respects right there. That's my take on that.
Okay, I appreciate it. All right. Well, with that, I'd like to thank everybody that participated. Greatly appreciate you. I'm about to head over to Bernard's for a bit. And yeah, this is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace.